Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
How's it going, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before I get into anything else, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. This is episode number 486. Episode number 486 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And go ahead and follow us on both the social media, Twitter and Gab, folks. Gab, of course, is the Twitter alternative. You can get there by typing in your browser, gab.ai. Once again, I'm at both of those social media, Twitter and Gab, under the name Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. Now that we've gotten that all out of the way, folks, we've got a lot to talk about here. I'm telling you, before I get into the financial hour, I want to preamble with this. I believe that right now we are witnessing a shift in the Trump foreign policy. As a matter of fact, I don't know, nor do people that are within his inner circle know exactly which way Trump is going to pivot. But we are going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to discuss that later on once we get through the financial hour. But I think that Stephen Bannon, once, of course, being removed from the National Security Council, and, of course, it was reported that he's been replaced by none other than former Texas Governor Rick Perry. Aside from that, we're going to talk about the Jared Kushner, Ivanka Trump implication as it pertains to Stephen Bannon and the potential pivot in the foreign policy of Donald Trump, folks. And I think that many people that are on the Trump train are starting to sense that something may be a little bit weird going on, but I'm going to explain everything, and I'm going to explain it in the second hour, okay, because I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've always said that Donald Trump was starting a revolution from the top down, and I always suggested, not only have I always suggested, even Karl Marx suggested, that the only way a true revolution happens is from the top down, not from the bottom up. And that's exactly what the Trump train and Trump's resurrection to power, or I shouldn't say resurrection, but his rise to power, I should say, that's what it all encompassed. It encompassed the idea that Trump had an organization of people from the top that he organized and was able to utilize in a variety of different capacities to put him into a position of power. Now that he's in that position of power and has bewildered the elites of not only this country but of the world, now all of a sudden the elites want to make a deal. The elites now want to make a deal. They know that they don't want to be completely eliminated. The tide of regular Mr. and Mrs. Joe World out here is starting to pivot towards a more populist mentality. And whatever encapsulates that populism, populism seems to be the recipe of the day. And in my personal view, folks, I think that everybody right now is making a deal. And I'm going to talk about the very complicated web of international relations relating to everybody. Everybody's making a deal right now. And we're going to talk about all these deals that are being made as we speak by every country, every world leader, every elite, because this is pretty much what Trump and his revolution from the top has basically forced the globalists to do. Now, what Trump does is a little bit complicated, because the reason I'm saying it's complicated because this man is playing five-dimensional chess against folks that really are pretty goddamn smart. If they weren't smart, and not just smart but dedicated, we wouldn't be here in this epicenter of globalism. But because the globalists have been very smart, cunning, and patient, I mean, they've been planning this for over 100 years, plus, 100 years plus, 200 years. I mean, this goes to show you that for them to want to try to not just make a deal, but the whole structure of globalism itself is restructuring. And that's what we're witnessing right now, folks. And we're going to talk about that here in the second hour, or maybe even sooner. I'm going to try to get through these markets as quick as we possibly can, because this is serious business what's happening. We are genuinely seeing a potential pivot. Because remember, I haven't heard one word from Trump stating that he's going to blame Assad for this or anything to that capacity. I just heard that he was disgusted. I just heard that was, obviously saying a lot of words that anyone who would view a supposed gas or chemical attack would be suggesting. They would be like, oh, this is horrible, this is an affront to humanity, someone's got to pay, so on and so forth. He didn't directly say that Assad was responsible. He didn't say anybody was responsible. But because he's not saying anything, he still has to deal with an internal apparatus that does not want to let this foreign policy go. And this is what I talked about yesterday, folks. The deep state does not want this foreign policy of the destabilization of the Middle East to go. And I'll explain why. I'll explain the exact end goal of this whole new, or it hasn't really been new, it's just been festering, this new or kind of in the background foreign policy that is now transpiring before our eyes, because it's very interesting what's about to happen here. And I think that people I want to try to get as many people, first of all, listening in, and then secondly, we want to talk about this as detailed as possible, because we don't know, and not only don't I know, folks within his own inner circle don't even know what Trump is about to do. So this is very interesting here. I don't believe that he is completely against not making America great again, or he's turned his back. He's trying to pivot based upon the reshuffling, the restructuring of globalism. Because, folks, that's what's happening right now. There's a restructuring of globalism happening. Now, let me get through the markets here before I get too complicated, and I'm going to try to get through these as quick as possible, all right, folks? Anyway, let's get to cryptocurrency markets. First and foremost, folks, cryptocurrency, once again, at the beginning, in my personal opinion, of literally taking off. The beautiful part about cryptocurrency is a decentralized currency mechanism to exchange goods and services. This is why the more and more people that are getting involved with it, the higher and higher the prices are going. Now, one criticism that I have found in many of the business magazines and the business media, which I peruse every now and then, is the fact that they're complaining about the volatility of cryptocurrency. I mean, what? Complaining about the volatility. That's why you want. I mean, that's what I want. I want volatility. I mean, I want big dips and huge waves. I want to be able to catch a dip and then ride a wave and then be able to capture some of that liquidity. I mean, you got investors sitting over here bitching about volatility. I mean, are you kidding me? That's the point. That's the point, for Christ's sake. Anyway, with that being said, whether you day trade these things, whether you purchase them yourself, whether you mine them, all I'm advising people to do is acquire them to some capacity. Because once again, we've had Japan legalize cryptocurrency as a legal means of tender. So I think there's over 29,000 businesses in Japan that accept cryptocurrency as a legal means of goods and services. And I think that is not only is it a first step, I think it is a pivotal step in seeing cryptocurrency as a legitimate form of worldwide currency. This is not just America that we're talking about here, folks. Worldwide currency. And remember, we've got over, 7.5 billion people in the world? I mean, that's a lot of people that are going to need a lot of currency. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and what I like about cryptocurrency is not only do you have the ability to be able to liquidate your cryptocurrency in whatever denomination of currency, I'm talking hard currency, in whatever country you're in, but there is no banking institution siphoning off money from you just so that they can hold your money. I mean, this provides you to be your own bank. This provides you to be in charge of your own wealth, and that's what I love about it. I could send cryptocurrency to Grandma Nilly, in freaking across the country in Europe somewhere, within an instant, no charge, nothing. I mean, you could send and receive money, no big deal, no charges. You can make purchases. If you own a business, I strongly advise you to accept cryptocurrency as a means of payment. And it's as easy as putting a QR code up by your register, which is your wallet. It's your digital wallet, and somebody who happens to be partaking in cryptocurrency will take a picture of that QR code. That'll be the address in which it is going to send money to, and all they got to do is just take a picture of the QR code, send the appropriate denomination of cryptocurrency to your wallet, and then once you receive it instantaneously, you can see it right there on your cell phone, or if you have your tablet or whatever, however you're going to see and signify if money was exchanged, if cryptocurrency was exchanged. Once you see it in your wallet, that's it. And there's no taking it back. It's there. It's over. There it is. The cryptocurrency is in your wallet. It's beautiful, man. I'm just saying, folks. I'm not saying to do any specific means in obtaining Bitcoin or Ethereum. Litecoin has taken a huge increase, although it's starting to pull back because of the rise of the dollar. Now, lest we forget, when we see a rise in the dollar, because we're dealing with currency here, if we are comparing this cryptocurrency to the U.S. dollar, if the U.S. dollar goes up, then the value of cryptocurrency goes down. But lest we forget, folks, let's just take this for an instance. Let's say you become a freaking cryptocurrency millionaire, which I believe is very, very easily going to be done for folks that are on the ground level, which I believe right now is the ground level. I mean, the folks, let me explain something. The reason I'm saying it's the ground level is because right now there is a plethora of Bitcoin, or I should say altcoins, which is alternative coins to Bitcoin. Now, about a couple of years ago, that wasn't the case. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin dominated the market anywhere from 95 to almost 100% of the cryptocurrency market. So since then, folks, right now, Bitcoin's dominance of the market has lowered to about 69%. So within a couple of years, Bitcoin's dominance of the cryptocurrency market has fallen. And the reason it's fallen, folks, is because a lot of different reasons. First and foremost, there's other algorithms that provide a lot more flexibility. I tweeted a tweet earlier today. Let me go ahead and try to look for it. That talks about the different flexibility, the speed, and the ability to integrate a contract. Here it is. Let me go ahead and retweet this. Here it is. This is why I am personally long on Ethereum, because it has a lot more flexibility to Bitcoin. Now, secondly, many of the folks that possess and hoard the Bitcoin that, are basically holding on to them right now are the people that initially mined a good portion of them before Bitcoin even became popular. So you got a lot of dorks out here, with all due respect for you guys that are holding all this Bitcoin and are Bitcoin millionaires and all that crap. You guys were just mining this cryptocurrency before anybody knew anything about cryptocurrency, that sort of thing. All right? Now, with that being said, what you want to do is you need to realize that Bitcoin is being held by those dorks that initially started, mining these things, started distributing these things. So these guys hold the majority of the Bitcoin. Ethereum was crowd-funded. So, there's not a small portion of the initial people that started the cryptocurrency that are hoarding the cryptocurrency. So I think that within itself is going to bring down the cryptocurrency dominance of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is kind of cornered, is what I'm trying to get at. It's kind of cornered by the folks that initially started mining these things in the beginning. All right? Now, people are tweeting at me, and I'm seeing in the Inner Circle chat room what's going on in the Inner Circle. I'm hearing that I am being tapped. They're hearing the weirdest beeps ever. And to be completely honest with you, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it, because the things that I have been uncovering, the things that I have been saying have been coming to pass, and I'm pretty sure people are, in the deep state want to know, how the hell does this person know all this crap before we even know it? So with that being said, I don't want to get too far into that. Let's just talk about cryptocurrency right now, all right? Now, once again, you've got a lot of folks that are holding Bitcoin. Bitcoin specifically. Remember, Bitcoin was the first goddamn cryptocurrency on the scene. All right? It was the first cryptocurrency on the scene. So a lot of the folks that were there, which was a very, very small amount of people, they're the ones that have all the damn the Bitcoin in their pocket. And they're waiting, and I'm telling you this right now, they are waiting for Bitcoin to get and I'm not saying it's not going to get there, but they're waiting for Bitcoin $5,000, Bitcoin $7,000 before they start just selling out completely. And to be honest with you, I'm going to hold some Bitcoin for that. I'm not relying solely on Bitcoin for that. I'm long on Ethereum. I like Zcash. I like Zclassic. I like Litecoin has been a dramatic increase, and we're going to talk about all those things here in a second. Let's just go ahead and get to it, all right? Cryptocurrency markets today, and as I stated, folks, get into this however. If you don't want to buy it and, put your credit card or debit card involved, fine. Go to an ATM. I tweeted it out last night or last show, where you can go physically. You can find ATMs, Bitcoin ATMs anywhere in the world, in which you can physically deposit money in an ATM, and it will instantaneously send Bitcoin to your wallet as you're standing there. And then when you get that Bitcoin in your wallet, trade it for something else. Trade it for Ethereum, diversify, get Litecoin, get whatever, Monero. Get whatever.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Because, folks, I genuinely believe, and I am not saying this for any other reason because I believe it. Why do you think I'm covering in the first hour? This will be a wealth revolution in which genuine wealth will be generated through cryptocurrency. And I'm not talking rich. I'm talking, billionaires. I'm talking people that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars who were here in the beginning, mining, hoarding, trading, accepting cryptocurrency as a means of payment, that sort of thing. I genuinely believe that. That's why I'm trying to get people in. And even if you're in small time, even if you don't believe me, man, throw up $500 in it. Get $500 worth of whatever cryptocurrency. Get $1,000. Just hold it. Hold it in a Bitcoin wallet. You don't need to do anything with it. And just watch. In a couple of years, you're going to be like, God damn it, I should have listened to Ghost. So anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the cryptocurrency market because I don't want to waste too much time. We got a lot to talk about in the political arena, if you will. Let's get to Bitcoin, symbol BTC. Current market cap for Bitcoin is $19.2 billion. Current circulating supply for Bitcoin is 16.2 million in circulation of Bitcoin. The past 24 hours, Bitcoin has gone up 5.41%. Bitcoin's current price, symbol BTC, Bitcoin current price, $1,183.36 per Bitcoin. We've got Ethereum, symbol ETH. The current market capitalization for Ethereum is at currently $3.8 billion. The current circulating supply for Ethereum is 90.4 million in circulation. The current, in the past 24 hours, Ethereum has gone down 6.69%. And, the reason this is, folks, is because you've got a lot of runs on a lot of different coins out here. There was a huge run on Litecoin that is starting to pull back. A lot of different runs, and this is really how the market is seesawing out here. And this is what is making it so volatile. That's why we need more people to participate in the market so that it can become an actual market and less low-volume, high-buying capacity. Because that's what's happening here in the cryptocurrency market. Low volume, but everybody's buying. And when everybody's selling a certain cryptocurrency, they're all selling. We need an actual market. So that's why I'm encouraging everybody. Even if you don't want to trade it, just hoard these things. I mean, just hoard them for a long-term investment. How hard is that? How hard is that? I mean, what do you have to lose? I mean, seriously, man. Just hoard them. Look, if you don't want to trade, you don't get it, fine, I get it. If you don't want to mine and, all that hardware and all that stuff, I get it. Just obtain them and hoard them. Hoard them. And just keep them in a digital wallet. And then you just take a listen to the first hour of this broadcast every day, and then when you start hearing, wait a minute, I've got that in my wallet. Wait, good God, has it gone up? And that's when you realize you should have listened. That's all. Let me go ahead and get to Ethereum. It was down 6.69% once again because of the run on a lot of different other coinage. The current price for Ethereum the current price for Ethereum, symbol ETH, current price $42.36 per Ethereum cryptocurrency. Let's continue going, shall we? We've got Litecoin. Now, Litecoin is pulling back, but what a run the past couple of days. What a run. Litecoin, symbol LTC, current market cap for Litecoin is $500 million. The current circulating supply for Litecoin is 50.5 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, it has gone down 4.25%, but that's after going up at least, good God, at least somewhat like 50, 60% in the past couple of days. At least more than that. But really, really good increases the past several days. Now everybody's trying to pull out their money. Now they're pulling out their money and they're trying to put it in another cryptocurrency. That's the name of the trading game, folks. That's the name. You buy low, sell high. Don't get greedy. Take out your cash when you see the profit. All right? Now remember, the longer you keep it in there and you see it go up and up, the more risk you're taking that it could potentially just fall kaput. So that's why I always said, even in day trading and pattern trading equities, don't sit there and get greedy. Take your profits. It's better to have some profit than no profit, or worse, a loss. Anyway, Litecoin down 4.25% in the past 24 hours. Current price for Litecoin, symbol LTC, current price $9.91 per Litecoin. Dash, let's get to Dash. Current symbol for Dash is DASH. Market capitalization right now is at $465 million. The current circulating supply of Dash coin is at 7.2 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Dash coin has gone down 11.96%, but that's after going up a certain considerable amount of percentage, because once again, this is a very volatile market, and that's why I'm telling you, folks that are day trading this stuff or pattern trading, because remember, this damn market doesn't sleep, so you could trade this all night long. So, you want to be able to make sure that you get in, get out, and just based on the fact today that we had a higher increase dollar value, U.S. dollar, you're starting to see it reflected in the cryptocurrency. The only places that you're not seeing it reflected is in Bitcoin and in some of the more secure, smaller altcoins is what I'm finding. Because you're starting to sense, and just by me covering this, you're starting to sense that there are safety coins in which the investors out here are pulling it out and putting in the profits into an altcoin or Bitcoin itself to be able to keep the profits they obtain by riding waves in other altcoins. It's obvious. It's obvious. We'll get to that here in a second. Once again, Dash down 11.96% in 24 hours. Current price for Dash coin, symbol DASH, the current price, $64.56 per Dash coin. Let's continue going here. What's going on? We got Monero. You see, all these have gone down because of the rise of the U.S. dollar. I mean, this is a currency market, folks. The rise in the U.S. dollar, that means, you're going to see a little bit of a pullback in the U.S. currency. But as I was alluding to before I got sidetracked, let's say you want to go to another country. Let's say you're worth a few $100 million. Let's say you're worth $1 million in cryptocurrency. In U.S. dollars, you're worth $1 million in cryptocurrency. Just imagine what that means in other countries. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? I mean, cryptocurrency, you can turn that cryptocurrency into any denomination of currency. And because it's only worth so much in America, just imagine what that cryptocurrency is worth in another country. You understand? That's what makes cryptocurrency so beautiful. So just because you only got a mere $1 million in cryptocurrency in American U.S. Exchange doesn't necessarily mean that that's it. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the end. You could go to another country and liquidate that cryptocurrency and, to be honest with you, live like a damn king. Live like a damn king, for heaven's sake, man. That's the beautiful part about the freedom of cryptocurrency. So even though we've got, American money in exchange for cryptocurrency at a certain rate, you can put another denomination against or another currency, another country's currency against crypto, and get a completely different realm of wealth, depending on the geopolitical location. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's go ahead and continue going here. We've got Monero once again. The market capitalization for Monero is $264 million market cap. The current circulating supply of Monero is 14.2 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Monero has gone down. You see these downtrends, folks? It has gone down 6.33%. Current price for Monero, symbol XMR, by the way. XMR is the symbol for Monero. Current price, $18.58 per Monero cryptocurrency. Let's continue going. We got Ethereum Classic, symbol ETC. Current market capitalization is $227 million market capitalization. All right, we've got, hold on just a second. What's going on here? Hold on. We've got something going on Blog Talk Radio. Apparently, people are having a technical difficulty. They can't really click on the link, from what I understand. Is this what's happening here? I mean, good God. Here, let me click on the link and see what the hell's going on, for Christ's sake. Oh, that's just great. Oh, great. I mean, is anybody listening to me now? Now I'm starting to realize what the hell's going on here. I mean, did we crash Blog Talk Radio here? What is Blog Talk Radio doing? Well, you can, Blog Talk Radio's coming up. What the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? I don't know what the hell's going on, folks, but, you know, what else is new? You know, what? No, here it is. They got it. They got it up. All right. Thank you, Blog Talk. I mean, they heard me like, oh, my God, he's pissed off. Anyway, let me go ahead and continue. I'm disturbed. You know, I can't work like this, for Christ's sake. Anyway, Ethereum Classic, the current circulating supply is 90.4 million in circulation of Ethereum Classic. In the past 24 hours, take a look at this, down 8.64%. Are you noticing these downtrends, folks? Down. It's because of the rise in the dollar. And why is the dollar rising, folks? The uncertainty of all the international community, and moreover, the incremental interest rate hikes that the Federal Reserve is doing. It's keeping the dollar strong. It's keeping investors wanting to cash out in American currency. You know what I'm saying? Now, if for some reason the Federal Reserve says that they're not going to raise interest rates next coming Janet Yellen announcement, I think that could raise the cryptocurrency market dramatically. Now, and it's all dependent on the economy. It's all dependent on the economy, according to Yellen. So we shall see. Anyway, current price for Ethereum Classic, symbol ETC, current price $2.51 per Ethereum Classic cryptocurrency. Let's get to Zcash, folks, which I'm personally mining myself. And I'm also mining Ethereum as well, folks, all right? Zcash, Ethereum, and I'm dabbling into Litecoin right now because the Litecoin increase. But Zcash, Ethereum, Litecoin, and of course Dash. So, and how am I mining all these, folks? Well, once again, I am mining in the cloud. I figured that why am I going to, buy all this hardware like Antminer? Nothing against Antminer. I think Antminer and all the other pieces of hardware that are being sold in the cryptocurrency mining market are great pieces of hardware. It's just, I know how the market goes. I know how the mining game goes. If I buy the top-of-the-line hardware that mines whatever cryptocurrency, in about 6 to 8 months, I'm going to have to possibly upgrade that miner. And the reason that works that way, folks, is because more and more people are going to mine, and more of those people are going to have more highly sophisticated pieces of hardware. They're going to have bigger pieces of dedicated mining and hash power and mining capacity. So you have to keep up with the mining capacity, and that means either add on to your hardware server farm or sell your old hardware in hopes of getting enough money to try to obtain new hardware. So this is the real complicated aspect of physically mining. I do physically mine. I've got a nice graphics card, and it gives a decent hash rate. But, that isn't going to get you any kind of profit. I just do it more for the novelty. Mining for profit, folks, I'm not saying it's impossible. I think that if you have enough money and you buy, I read an article that a guy, he has a $46,000 rig. Just imagine that you're trying to compete with a guy with a $46,000 rig that's mining at a decent hash power rate, but he even knows that in about a year or two he's going to, or not even a year or two, a year and a half, he's going to have to upgrade the freaking rig. So, in my view, folks, and I've said this time and time again, I think that the most cost-effective way is to mine in the cloud. And one more again, just to let y'all know, this is what I use. I'm investing my own money into this, and I'm getting paid daily as it pertains to cryptocurrency. Genesis-mining.com. Genesis-mining.com, and get a discount if you're interested in doing it. The discount code is WEA296. Let me go ahead and tweet that out. That's what I'm using, and I am mining all kinds of coins, man. I'm mining all kinds of coins, and what I'm doing is I'm just kind of letting that deposit into wallets, and then in the next couple of months, I am going to increase my hash power with the mining cryptocurrency that I've been mining for the past 2 months, so I can increase the hash power so that I can mine at a higher rate and a higher capacity to yield more cryptocurrency. And this way, I look at that mining as a long-term investment. These are 2-year contracts, so I'm literally getting deposited daily payments of mining every day. I love it. I think it's a great service. It beats the hell out of physically mining. I mean, physically mining is a pain in the dairy air. It is a pain in the dairy air. I admire those folks that do it, though, man. I see them on YouTube. You should look up, folks, mining rigs, cryptocurrency mining rigs. I mean, these guys they get into it, man. They get into it. I mean, they put it in their basements. They're having the air-conditioned duct blow into there so that the damn things, and that's all these factors that you got to think about. You got to make sure there's airflow. You got to make sure there's not overheating. You got to make sure. I mean, it's a real pain. And I mean, look, I'm a capitalist, man. I got to worry about all kinds of other stuff. But I do want to get into cryptocurrency. I want to make sure that I'm mining. And mining means that, as long as I buy enough hash power, I'm going to continuously get every day residuals of that mining in my wallets, man. It's been beautiful. I love it. I hope that you folks just dabble in it. And like I said, folks, if you're going to make the investment, don't do the $40-bucker or the $50-bucker, man. I mean, that's just, okay, it's a 2-year contract at $40-bucker, but, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, you're not going to yield much from that. You're not going to yield much from that. Think of it more like a long-term investment, man. I mean, I threw $1,000 here recently on this, and I expect within the 2-year contract a yield a hell of a lot more than that, just based on the current price. I mean, folks, cryptocurrency is going to go up here in the next couple of years. We've got India, the next country, to debate whether or not cryptocurrency will be legal tender. All right? Legal tender as far as cryptocurrency is concerned. That's 1.2 billion people in India that are going to be utilizing cryptocurrency if they make it legal in India. And even if they don't, folks, to be honest with you, India has outlawed cash. So what does that mean? That means that someone, maybe an Indian central bank, is going to be in charge of the digits. Because that, in the end, is what it is. If you don't have any physical, tangible cash, all it is a bunch of digits. It's a bunch of numbers. I mean, that's really all it is. And that's why I'm saying, I mean, if that's the direction that we're going to go as an economy, why do we need a central bank to be in charge of a bunch of digits? I mean, honestly, man, I mean, think about that for a second. So that's why I figure, I mean, you know, cryptocurrency is where it's at. Why sit here and give the power of the digits to a bunch of central bankers who are probably, I mean, look at what they did to the paper fiat currency. I mean, look at what do you think they're going to do with digits, man? I mean, all they got to do is add another zero at the end, man. I mean, they don't even have to print anything anymore. So that's why I'm saying, folks, cryptocurrency is here to stay. It's here to stay because we've got a lot of countries that are eliminating physical cash. We've already talked about India, who's eliminated it. We talked about Taiwan, Venezuela. I mean, Venezuela right now, folks, Bitcoin is already being used as an underworld currency. You understand? It's already being used as an underworld currency, for heaven's sake. And not to mention rare pepes, the frog, I'm not even joking, rare pepes and Bitcoin is being used to exchange goods and services in Venezuela right now. And the reason is, well, if you don't know, then you've been living under a rock, all right? But the EU is also talking about outlawing cash, folks, so that's all I'm saying, man. I mean, however you're obtaining it. You don't have to mine it. You don't have to trade it. Just get it and hold it. That's all I'm saying. You'll thank me in a year. I'm telling you, this is a great time to get in. You'll thank me in a year. That's all I'm asking people to do is just get it and hoard it. That's all it is. Just get it and hoard it. Anyway, where are we at, for Christ's sake? Oh, yeah, let's get to Zcash, symbol ZEC. Current market capitalization is $56 million. The current circulating supply is 1,029,000. 1,029,000 in circulation of Zcash. In the past 24 hours, it has also gone down again, 6.91% decrease for Zcash. Current price to Zcash, symbol ZEC, current price $54.48 per Zcash cryptocurrency. Let's get to Decred. Decred, symbol DCR. Current market capitalization for Decred is $45 million. The current circulating supply for Decred is 4.6 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Decred has also gone down. You notice this, folks? You notice this trend here? Everything is down except for a few cryptocurrencies that seem to be where these folks that are in the trading markets are basically going to as safe havens once they take their profits. Anyway, Decred is down 5.12%. Current price for Decred, symbol DCR, current price $9.78 per Decred cryptocurrency. Now let's get to BitConnect, folks. Now, BitConnect, in my view, seems to be one of those safe haven cryptocurrencies. And the reason I say this is because if you take a look at the chart on BitConnect, it barely goes anywhere but gradually up. Just a very small gradual increase. Just take a look at that chart. I think this is one of the safe havens here in which traders just kind of put their profits and hold it. In my view, I mean, I'm just looking at the charts, man. I've been in the damn trading game for a long time. You got to sniff out where the damn investors are going. All right, so what we got here is we've got BitConnect. Current market capitalization for BitConnect, by the way, is almost $31 million. The current circulating supply for BitConnect is 5.9 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, BitConnect has gone up 8.64%. You see that? And if you take a look at the chart on BitConnect, symbol BCC, look at the chart. It just keeps going gradually up. You know, a nice safe haven there. All right? I mean, seriously, right? I'm not even joking around, man. I mean, just take a look at that gradual increase. This is where the traders in cryptocurrency are going and hoarding their profits, in my opinion. This and Bitcoin. But Bitcoin seems a little bit more shakier because it's still the dominant cryptocurrency. So right now, what I'm doing here is I am highlighting you're seeing a bunch of red in everything that I've talked about, and I'm highlighting what's up. because whatever's up, that's where people are hoarding right now. That's where people are hoarding right now. Now, once again, BitConnect's, it's only 5.9 million in circulation, so that's another reason. I like low circulations because, I mean, you know, it provides scarcity. So, you know, the more you hoard in low circulated cryptocurrency, the more it's going to go up. That's why hoarding is big and important. That's why when folks tell you to hoard silver, you know, hoard gold, I mean, that's the point of hoarding it, man. That's the point. So that at some point in time, the value of the damn thing rises, and you can liquidate that damn son of a bitch, and you can live lavish. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, BitConnect up, BCC up 8.64 in the past 24 hours. Beautiful looking chart on this. And on the way up, you see it's very, very small, choppy waves on the way up. Just gradual increases on the way up. Beautiful chart. I can just tell based on the chart this is where people are going to, you know, throw their cryptocurrency profits in my opinion. Current price for BitConnect, symbol BCC, current price is $5.20 per BitConnect cryptocurrency. Now, I want to go ahead and get to an interesting increase that I saw here on the big board, game credits. That's right, game credits. I'm not even joking around, symbol GAME. It is also up dramatically today, 9.04%. Given the fact that we've got all these different decreases out here, it's very interesting why GAME, game credits, is up 9.04%. I'm not even, I mean, what is the market cap? $22.5 million in market cap. The circulating supply for game credits is 61,805,000 in circulation. And the reason I'm bringing this up, like I said, it's up 9.04% in the past 24 hours. So I'm reading all these decreases in all the major coinages, and when I'm reading these big increases, to me, what that represents to me is that they, and I'm talking the investors, they're putting their profits into some of these coinages, and this gives you a highlight for all you currency traders out there, your cryptocurrency traders. This should help you guys on what to do with your profits, man. I'm not even joking around. Anyway, current price for game credits, all right, symbol GAME, 36.54, 36 cents. Let's put it that way. Almost 37 cents, all right? I'm not joking. Very interesting what we have here. Now, let's get to Zcoin, folks. Zcoin is another interesting situation because Zcoin is also up. Let's go ahead and get to Zcoin, symbol XZC, symbol XZC. The current market capitalization for Zcoin is almost $11.3 million. All right? The current circulating supply for Zcoin is 1.8 million. Only 1.8 million. Once again, small circulation. This is kind of what you would consider a small cap equity, and the equities market is like a small cap cryptocurrency. Now, what's interesting is Zcoin, while every other cryptocurrency is going down, Zcoin is up 16.09%. So, I mean, look, I know I'm going off a little bit long-winded on this cryptocurrency here, but what I do want people to understand is that there is a strategy that I am starting to sniff out as it pertains to trading these cryptocurrencies and where these investors in these cryptocurrency markets put their profits and, you know, where they put their profits in bad sessions, in bad days. It's very interesting. Anyway, let's get to the current price of Zcoin, symbol XZC. Current price, $6.20 per Zcoin. And let me get to the last two, and then we're going to move on because I'm running out of time. I'm being a little long-winded here. But cryptocurrency, I want people that are listening to my broadcast to become rich and part of this wealth revolution, so that whenever, I don't know, we all get together, we have a freaking True Capitalist Radio Con or something. I mean, it'll be as wealthy and as elegant as anything anyone's ever seen, because yours truly is trying to give you the information necessary to make you rich. And I'm talking rich, baby. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's get to Bitcoin Dark, folks. Bitcoin Dark, symbol BTCD. Current market capitalization is $10.3 million. The current circulating supply for Bitcoin Dark is about 1.3 million in circulating supply. In the past 24 hours, Bitcoin Dark has gone down 3.68%. Current price for Bitcoin Dark, symbol BTCD, current price $8.02 per Bitcoin Dark. I also want to talk a little bit about, and I'm going to end it with this one, because I don't want to keep covering everything else. You kind of understand. I'm looking on the big board. I don't see anything okay, there's one more on that's got some positive numbers, but other than that, I want to talk another coin here, folks, that is bizarre. Right now, we've got something called Arctic Coin. Arctic Coin, symbol ARC. And the reason I bring this up, folks, is because you got to sniff out where the plus side is in a market that right now seem to be down. I mean, I've been reading up all the major cryptocurrencies, all down, and yet you still have these dramatic increases in some of these smaller coins. So I'm starting to get where the traders are going whenever they're going to put their profits. I'm just saying, I'm trying to plant seeds out here. I'm trying to make you guys money, all right? Now, Arctic Coin, symbol ARC, I'm not joking, all right? Current market capitalization for Arctic Coin is $5.1 million. The current circulating supply for Arctic Coin is 22.9 million in circulation. Now, in the past 24 hours, Arctic Coin has gone up 31.18%. 31.18%. I mean, doesn't anybody else find that interesting? That we're seeing increases in these little small cap like cryptocurrencies when the big boys are all down. I mean, I'm just finding it interesting. I mean, the only reason that's justified is that the major players or the major traders, that's where they're putting their profits. That's the only thing that means. That's the only thing that means. 31.18% increase in the 24-hour period for Arctic Coin, symbol ARC. Current price for Arctic Coin, symbol ARC, current price 22 cents. All right? 22 cents. Hey, it's money. It's still money. Let's continue on, folks. I guess this is, what is this? Aeon, I guess, Aeon Coin. That's AEON, Aeon Coin. I'm not joking. The only reason I'm reading these is because these are on the plus side, and you've got to. So Aeon Coin, symbol AEON. All right. Current market capitalization for this one is $3.6 million. All right. We've got the current circulating supply is $13.8 million. In the past 24 hours, Aeon Coin has gone up 19.32%. All right, 19.32%. I mean, are you getting some kind of a pattern here? That's all I'm trying to do. I know I'm going overboard. I know I'm going overtime. I'm trying to help you guys make money. This is where, in downturns of the cryptocurrency or the major cryptocurrencies, this is where these people are putting their profits. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, current price for Aeon Coin, or Aeon Coin, AEON symbol, current price, 26 cents. 26 cents. And I know that sounds like chump change, but just think about it. Just think about it. That means you can buy a whole bunch of this coin in whatever coinage that you're converting it to, and then every cent it goes up. I mean, it went up 19%. That's a lot of pennies. I mean, you're adding that on while you're trying to save the liquidity that you have obtained in a previous trade. That's exactly what these investors are doing, and I can see it. Anyway, last but not least, folks, I'm sorry about this. Z Classic, symbol ZCL, current market capitalization is $2.4 million. The current circulating supply is 829,000. 829,000 in circulating supply. We've got, what is this? In the past 24 hours, Z Classic has gone up 1.98%. So once again, Z Classic is also up today, modestly but up. Current price for Z Classic is $2.94 per Z Classic cryptocurrency. Now, folks, I have gone way overboard. I did not mean to. I should be covering the markets here, but I do want to say that the reason that the markets were somewhat on the plus side, and let me go ahead and just read them off really fast. We're going to go ahead and skip the commodities and that sort of thing today, folks, because we've gone out of time, and my apologies on that. I will try not to make that happen tomorrow for a damn bowler Friday. Anyway, Dow Jones Industrials up modestly today. Once again, earnings is pretty much, bringing in whatever positivity is left in this market. Once again, Dow Jones Industrials up 14.80 points, a percentage increase of 0.07%. Closing out Dow Jones Industrials at 20,662.95 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. Let's get the S&P 500 up 4.54 points, a percentage increase of 0.19%, closing out the S&P 500 at 2,357.49 points for the S&P 500. We've got the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is also up modestly today, 14.47 points, a percentage increase of 0.25%. The current rate, or the current composite index for the NASDAQ is 5,878.95 points for the NASDAQ composite, and that, unfortunately, my friends, is the markets for your ass. All right, we unfortunately had to skip the commodities. My apologies, folks. I mean, we're just running out of time here. Anyway, with that being said, let's just go ahead and get to some Twitter and Gab shout-outs. Hey, engineer, do we have any Twitter or Gab shout-outs to be had out here? All right. Well, first of all, if you want a Twitter shout-out, all you've got to do is retweet the tweet that states True Capitalist Radio Live. All right, True Capitalist Radio Live, and I will give you a shout-out live right here on the broadcast, right here and now. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to some damn Twitter shout-outs right now. All right, who do we got here? We got ND Juicy. What's going on, man? Rookie in the house. Shiny Pori. Alex Gray. We've got, who else? We got Sergeant Yoda in the place. What's going on? Burrito in the house. Once again, retweet the tweet that states True Capitalist Radio Live, baby. We've got Bait Biter Ghost. What the hell does that mean, you son of a bitch? We've got Tech Capitalist in the house. We've got Sell Autism merch. Ah, Jesus Christ. You know what? Unfortunately, I hate to intermix shows here, but the folks on the Saturday Night Troll Show, which I also host every Saturday night at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, they actually want to buy my kids, baby. They want to buy my kids merch so that they can get a third hour on the Saturday Night Troll Show. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even joking. Anyway, who else we got here? We got T-Shog. We got Mr. Potato Headless, whatever the hell that means. Dr. Bristle in the house. We've got, I'm not going to say that for Christ's sake. 1 day since last drink. Look, shut up. right, idiot? Just shut up, please. All right, look, I'm not drinking today, all right? I didn't mean to fall off the wagon. You idiots ain't going to do that to me today. All right, I can tell you that right goddamn now. We've got the 727 caller in the house. We got Raiden Dipped Dickhole. What? Just shut up, man, all right? Just shut up. Got ISP's first, Ghost next. Look, don't even kid around. Don't even kid around about that crap. Don't even kid around about that crap, you sack of... Ugh. Son of a bitch. Give me the mic. ISP's first, Ghost next. Shut up. Just shut your stupid face.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Jesus Christ. We got Kingfish in the house. What's going on? We got R.I.P. Don Rickles. Yeah, no kidding. Don Rickles died today at 90 years old, man. Unbelievable. This is a man who made comedy out of the most politically incorrect subjects that divided us, the people. But we're going to miss comedians like old Don Rickles. Let's have a moment of silence for Don Rickles. Anyway, folks, we are now in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everybody to spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, follow me on Twitter and Gab. The Twitter and Gab name is Politics Ghost. We're doing Twitter Gab shout-outs now. So, anyway, let me go ahead and take a couple more Twitter shout-outs. We got Trumpet Capitalist. What's going on, man? We got the Brony Network in the house. We got Rickled Don Rickles. Rickled Don Rickles. Leave Don Rickles alone, man. You could only wish that you had 90 Don Rickle years, all right? I mean, Don Rickles was kicking it with Sinatra, for Christ's sake. He was kicking it with the Rat Pack. What the hell were you doing? We got Ron Lispy Wyden, whatever the hell that means. We've got Ghost equals autistic leader. Man, don't even kid around about that, please, man. Stop. Just stop. Man, you guys are sick, man. Past gas. Look. Just shut up, all right? Just shut up, for heaven's sake. Liver on Ghost.market. Look, shut up, man. Look, stop it with the drinking jokes. Stop trying to make me drink. Stop, man. Son of a bitch. Rickle my pickle. You know, I don't even know why I do this broadcast. I'm serious, man. And, I try to be, interactive with this show. I mean, that's what I try to make that a focal point of a component of the broadcast. And this is the kind of crap that I get every time. I mean, this is what happens if you're going to be an internet broadcaster. All right? Anyway, what's going on to Friesen Zakata? We got Rip Don Dickholes. R.I.P. Don Dickhole. You shut up! R.I.P. Don Dickholes. I should have never have told that story, man. I should have never have told that story, man. Oh, my God. Give me the mic. Jesus. There, Don Shekels. Oh, that's funny. That's funny, you idiot. Getting blown in Georgia. Man, you guys are assholes, man. You guys are assholes, man. Good God. Getting blown in Georgia. Do you understand that they're having tragic goddamn storms out there in Georgia? There's tragic storms out there, you heartless bastard, man. You heartless bastard. Give me the mic. Heartless bastards, man. You know, I try to make this a interactive show, and I keep saying that, but I mean, I think I'm just trying to justify that to my own freaking psyche on why I keep doing this. I think that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to justify why I keep doing this stupid damn freaking these segments here. I mean, do you understand this show is serious business, man? This show's serious. Look at this. Look at this. Assad's gas bill up 72%. Right. All right. You know what? That's it. I'm done with Twitter shout-outs. We're going over to Gab, all right? We're going over to Gab shout-outs. That's what we're doing. We're going over to Gab shout-outs now. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Let me tell you something right now, all right? We're going to go ahead and go to Gab shout-outs, and if you want to get a Gab shout-out, all you got to do is repost the first post on my Gab account, and the Gab account is Politics Ghost. All one word, once again, no underscores, Politics Ghost, all right? Let's go ahead and get some damn Gab shout-outs here, folks, all right? Who do we got here? We got Ghost is Buzz Lightbeer. Just shut up, man, please. Just shut up. We got R.I.P. Stan Lee. What, Stan Lee dead? There's no way. I mean, if Stan Lee died, every dork in America would be out here. No, I want Spider-Man. Son of a bitch. Who else we got going on over here? We got, I'm not going to say that stupid name. We've got, I'm not going to say these stupid names. Mr. Potato Dead. Fast Wagon Car for Ghost. Oh, Jesus Christ. DeLorean Jackson. What's going on? We've got Shy Guy Mask. We got Rotary Revolution. Strictly Diesel in the house. Cornelius Rye in the place. What's going on to Tom? Good to hear from you, Tom. How you doing, man? Great talk, great discussion this morning. We got Petrosky in the house. We got the Happy Merchant. How you doing to the Happy Merchant? We got the 727 caller in the house. Once again, all you have to do is repost the first post on my Gab account. I will give you a Twitter shout-out. Gab shout-out. Live right here on the broadcast, right here now. We got Agent Odd Eyes in the house, Gabe Voorhees. We've got, I'm not saying that name for Christ's sake. Beer first, blackout next. I mean, leave me alone about this alcohol stuff, man. Please, leave me alone. We got Josh Ward in the house. How you doing, man? We got TC Capitalist. Cole the Pony, confirmed Gorsuch already. Who else we have here? I'm not saying these names for Christ's sake. Here's Don Rickles Dickhole. Oh my God, for Christ's sake. What is this? 8 equals 5, rate and snake 0, LOL. I don't. What the hell is that supposed to mean exactly? All right. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Drunk Ghost is best host. Man, thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. We got Supa in the house. We got Doyce Vault. We got Trump or Death. Harp set sail in Georgia. All right, after that, that's it. I've had enough. I've had enough of this crap, man. I've had enough of the damn shout-outs. I've had enough. I just don't want to do them anymore. All right, I'm done. You all just know how to ruin everything. It's all your fault. It's all your goddamn fault. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. It's all your damn fault. Good God. Anyway, look, I'm not going to pay attention to Twitter or Gab anymore because I know all you idiots are going to try to do is antagonize me. I know all you're going to try to do is besmirch my show, besmirch me, and we don't have time for that. We ain't got time for that, man. Ain't nobody got time for that. So anyway, folks, let's go ahead and get to the crux of the broadcast here, folks, because we need to start discussing some of the serious issues that are transpiring right before our very eyes, folks. So let's go ahead and do that. First and foremost, let's talk a little bit about the Stephen Bannon being removed from the National Security Council. Now, with Bannon out, who is influencing the President of the United States' policies at this point in time? And because Stephen Bannon has been pulled out, what does this signify? Now, I alluded to yesterday that I thought that Bannon's removal from the National Security Council was more about a signal to the alternative media that they were not as influential to the president as they once were, in my view. That's what I interpreted the removal of Stephen Bannon from the National Security Council. And of course, Stephen Bannon is the editor of Breitbart.com, or was the former editor of Breitbart.com, and I just felt that this was just a symbol, a sign to the alternative media that, hey, Alex Jones, Cernovich, and all these other people that think that they're more significant to the Trump administration than they actually are, hey, that's enough, all right? Your services are no longer needed. That's what I initially thought. But now, I want to be completely honest with you, with some of the rhetoric that's coming out of the Pentagon, some of the rhetoric that's coming out of other surrogates of the president and his administration, it seems at face value that the president has made a pivot in his foreign policy. Now, I want to be completely honest with you, folks. I always said that the revolution, a true revolution that is going to impact and create true change, starts from the top down, never from the bottom up. And the reason I suggest this is because that's the only way true change does happen. And I said this a long time ago. Even when I came back last March, I said that what Donald Trump represents is a revolution at the elite of the elite levels. Because remember, a lot of the folks that are right now bashing the man were actually very good friends with him. They were chums with him. They did business with him. And why are they in an opposition? Why are they trying to utilize their resources to undermine his authority? Because he is changing the game. Now, with that being said, folks, I am starting to believe that Trump is realizing that the system is a living entity amongst itself. It's its own living organism. That's what I've always said about bureaucracy, didn't I? That's the most dangerous part about bureaucratic systems. Once you create a bureaucratic system, it itself becomes a living organism. Case in point, let's take an example. since we've got the Chinese president coming in, visiting the president today, let's talk a little bit of Chinese history. Communist Mao Zedong, when he first took power and put himself as chairman of the Communist Party, which made him leader, he put together this system in which he was going to create this Politburo, this bureaucracy that was going to bring China into the Great Leap Forward. Now, the unfortunate part about the Great Leap Forward is that it killed millions of people because it reallocated resources that would traditionally go to feed the Chinese population. It allocated those resources to industrialize China. And in the process, millions, I'm talking tens of millions of Chinese were killed because of famine, starvation, so on and so forth. Now, because of this, and because a lot of folks in the Communist Party were somewhat being blamed by Mr. and Mrs. Joe Chopstick over there in China, it put a lot of pressure on the Communist Chinese government to somewhat marginalize Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong, well, at least the communist government that he put together, they actually kind of colluded amongst themselves to try to marginalize Mao Zedong and try to put him more as a figurative leader as opposed to any kind of leader that has any kind of say-so. And as a result, Mao Zedong realized this. He realized that the bureaucratic system that he created had become its own entity. It became a life of its own. So the only way he was going to be able to combat this entity in which basically becomes self-aware and became an entity in which it was going to do its own thing outside of Mao Zedong's authority, Mao Zedong did something that the world has never seen again in my personal view. He created and called for the the Cultural Revolution. Now, in the Cultural Revolution, folks, Mao Zedong told all of the people, because remember, he wasn't stupid. He made sure that when he took power and his bureaucratic system took power, that he was taught in schools to be this big, valiant figure, this godlike idol that everybody in China should lay their lives down on the line for. And when they tried to marginalize Mao Zedong put out the Red Book and called on all Chinese people to kill the government, to kill the police, to kill their teachers, to kill their parents. I'm not even joking. That's what Mao Zedong called for, because he said that they had become the enemy and that they were trying to subvert Mao Zedong and the communist idea and yada, yada, yada. And you know what? These people went out and did it! These people went out and did it! And that is the first time and only time in which a leader basically eliminated the system that he created that became a life of its own in an attempt to marginalize him. The only time in history that he eliminated and then recreated a whole new system after the Cultural Revolution. Unbelievable, but folks, that's the kind of thing that needs to happen, unfortunately, and I'm not calling for it. But you have to look at history in which systems, once they have a life of their own, they don't die unless it's completely eliminated. And you see, right now, folks, getting back to what I'm discussing, the American government is a far more sophisticated and more armed system than the Chinese government during Mao Zedong's time. And right now, Donald Trump, getting back to President Trump, he's starting to realize that just because he was elected president doesn't necessarily mean that he's truly in control of the system of government. that there are so many facets, so many bureaucratic departments, so many segmented little offshoots of bureaucracy that it is damn near impossible to control every little component of the bureaucratic system. It's damn near impossible. So what Trump is starting to realize is that politics is not business. It's a bureaucratic bunch of crap. It's about appeasing a bunch of blowhards. It's about taming the system, not controlling the system. Because the only way you can control the system is if you do Vladimir Putin type crap. Vladimir Putin is killing anyone in opposition to what he's doing. He's eliminating anyone he suspects is trying to plot against them, and I'm talking elimination. I'm talking you never see them again. They went bye-bye. They're probably Soylent Green for the Russian people by now. I'm not joking. And you see right now what we are witnessing, in my view, with the I shouldn't say firing, let's put it this way. It was the removal from the National Security Council, Stephen Bannon. Stephen Bannon had a very peculiar foreign policy. And it seems to me, and I'm going to say this, I'm not saying that Trump is going towards a more hawkish, neocon-like, globalist foreign policy. But I am going to say this, that the foreign policy that was initiated and that was championed during the tenure of Stephen Bannon being a top advisor, especially in national security to Donald Trump, I don't think is the objective any longer. Now, why is that? Why is Trump doing this? Well, first and foremost, folks, America is depleted. America is depleted economically, politically, and socially. And right now, the whole campaign that Donald Trump campaigned on was he was going to make America great again. Now, he's finding that in his attempt in doing so, he's finding a lot of hurdles that are not just bureaucracy, that are not just the government, it's the deep state, all right? It's the lamestream media. It's the globalists themselves. So what is happening here is now that the globalists realize that Donald Trump and what he represents is not going away, and at the same time it's jeopardizing everything the globalists have built. The globalists are now reshifting their agenda. They are now restructuring the whole objective of globalism, and you are witnessing right before your very eyes. Now, first and foremost, what you witnessed here is the complete pivot in foreign policy as it relates to Syria. Now, none of the rhetoric of potential strikes on Syria from the United States have come from the mouth, as of late, of Donald Trump. It's come from surrogates. It's come from the Pentagon. It's come from these factions. The only thing Donald Trump did say was that the gas attacks or the chemical attacks were an affront to humanity, and it needs to be dealt with, whatever that means. But as we all know, folks, this particular Syrian situation is completely a CIA operation. It's always has been, always will be. All right? Now, first and foremost, let's talk a little bit about the gas or the chemical weapons in which they're talking about Assad having. Assad has weapons of mass destruction. He's gassing his own people. They tried to do this in 2013. Now, let me go ahead and tweet out this here. This goes to show everybody, all right, that Hillary Clinton was the actual party who sent chemical weapons into Syria via the goddamn quote-unquote rebels. She's the one that gave the rebels the damn whatever gas they've got, whatever chemical weapons they got. I'm not joking, man. She's the one. Here, let me go ahead and let me type this out here for a second because I want everyone to retweet this. All right, here it is right there. Hillary Clinton put chemical weapons in Syria, and this is a goddamn article from Zero Hedge from 2016. All right, here it is right here, okay? Here it is right here. I just tweeted the article in which it proves that Hillary Clinton was the person that put the goddamn freaking weapons of mass destruction there to begin with. You understand it? Look at that right there. Seymour Hersh says Hillary approved sending Libyan sarin to Syria. All right, that was in 2016 when they reported this, and she transported this back in 2012. Okay? And if you don't believe Zero Hedge and Seymour Hersh, all right, because you think, oh, that's conspiracy theory, don't you know what you're talking about? I don't know. I think you're lying. Well, how about the New York Times, jackass? How about the New York Times? Here, let's go ahead and throw the New York Times article from 2016. All right? How much more evidence do you freaking need? There it is, New York Times. There it is. It says ISIS used chemical arms at least 52 times in Syria and Iraq. It's right there. So, once again, to hear the Trump administration, whether it's his Pentagon, whether it's his surrogates, to suggest that they're going to somehow bomb Assad and blame Assad for this particular gas or chemical attack is complete crap. But there's a reason for this, folks. There's a reason for this because, as I alluded to yesterday, the interest in which whoever the powers that be are, CIA, black operations, special forces, foreign policy makers, whoever, there is a sincere want and need to overthrow the secular governments in the Middle East. And the last secular government right now is Bashar al-Assad. Remember, Iraq, Saddam Hussein was a secular Ba'athist. Libya, Muammar Gaddafi was far from a devout goddamn Muslim, okay? All right? Egypt, Mubarak was a secular leader. I mean, I can go on and on, folks. Now, why is it that we are taking out, when I say we, I'm talking the United States under the CIA, why exactly are they taking out the secular leaders in such a fanatical area of the world? I'll tell you why, folks. Because how do you control the world? If you're a globalist, how do you control the world? You've got to control the population. Now, the population of Islam is somewhere between, 1.2, 1.5 billion people. I mean, they're a formidable force. What better way, and I've talked about this for years, folks. Folks, I talked about this in 2008 and 2009. I said if the CIA was smart, what they would do is they would pit these 2-3 different Muslim factions that comprise the Middle East and put them all against each other so they can kill one another. And folks, I am currently starting to believe that that is the objective of the destabilization in the Middle East. And let me explain why. The reason is because once we get rid of these secular governments, I'm talking the CIA and other like interests, once they get rid of all secular governments, then all of a sudden there is a big-time vie for power amongst a variety of different factions within the Middle East, and they are going to cluster fight each other. In that cluster fight, there's going to be two segments that take sides with one another that are going to side with either Saudi Arabia or Iran. And what the Middle East is going to become, this is why all these secular governments were removed. What the Middle East is going to become is going to be a battle for the entire Middle East. Now, a factor in which the CIA is also acting as a third party, kind of a means to disrupt the battle that will take place between Saudi Arabia and Iran, is Turkey. Turkey becomes kind of like the Communist government of China or the Communist Party of China during the invasion of China from Japan. When Japan invaded China and Chiang Kai-shek and his forces were battling Japan during World War II, all Mao Zedong had to do was flank these goddamn idiots from the sides. I mean, it was target practice for the communists in China. That's how come they were able to take over the country. Now, with that being said, let me explain this. Now, I know this is very, very scary. I know people are like, whoa, wait a minute. What the hell are you talking about, Ghost? This is pretty sick crap that you're saying. Why would they do this? Folks, you've got to control the world. It's about world control. There are 7.5 billion people in the world. You know, and to be honest with you, they're getting harder and harder to control. And I'm not trying to make an argument for the freaking globalists here, but, I mean, in the end, I mean, isn't the end goal is for all of us to live in somewhat harmony? I mean, right now, it doesn't seem that we're living in a whole lot of harmony. And the reason is because there's too many goddamn people on the earth. Now, what better way to be able to eliminate people than pitting them against one another so they can fight one another, so they can kill one another? And I also want to say that the Middle East is nothing but desert. Nothing but desert in the Middle East, right? In the midst of fighting Saudi Arabia versus Iran, wouldn't that be the perfect place to dispense a nuclear weapon in the desert? Huh? Oh, look, I'm just saying, I can see what's going on here. But what a perfect place to dispense a nuclear weapon to in the desert when Saudi Arabia and Iran are battling each other. Now, why do they want Saudi Arabia and Iran to battle each other? They want them to deplete their population and the Muslim population, while at the same time bankrupting both countries. All right, I'm serious. This is really the objective here. This is why, in my view, if Trump is going to take a pivot in the Middle East foreign policy, this is why. Is because he realizes what exactly the objective is for the CIA, and the CIA's objective, which I've always alluded to in my view, is to pit Iran against Saudi Arabia and eliminate the secular governments that could be in the way of their battle and allow them to have the entire Middle East as a theater of combat so they can battle each other into oblivion. And meanwhile, it would be a very easy and convenient location to just drop a nuclear weapon and eliminate a whole bunch of people that, with all due there's not too many people that are fond of Islam at this point in time. I'm not saying I hate Islam or anything to that capacity, but I mean, there's a lot of hatred going on over there, and unfortunately, no one's really going to miss. Oh, I'm just saying, man. I'm sorry. I hate to talk like this, but what did I tell you yesterday? If you're somebody who is taught how to construct foreign policy, you've got to think of human life like no big deal. They teach you how to do this in school, folks. Believe me. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I've taken classes back in a long time ago, all right, in foreign policy, international relations, this kind of diplomacy, foreign policy creation, that sort of thing. And this is the objective. I could see it on the wall. I could see it. I can see it. Now, with that being said, okay, let's just say that plays out in the Middle East. What about Asia? What about Asia? Well, folks, you've got your own thing brewing in Asia, and let's take a look. That's another big, huge population of people, isn't it? The Asiatic races. And let's be honest, folks, there's a lot of racism in the Asiatic races. A lot of racism. I mean, look up Pol Pot in Cambodia. Pol Pot amongst a whole bunch of other Asian communist regimes. But Pol Pot in general utilized communism to kill Vietnamese, to kill Chinese. I mean, he killed them. He systematically killed 1.5, almost 2 million people in a span of like a few years. Okay? And the reason I bring this up is because that whole fomented racism is starting to boil in the Asian continent over there. You've got Japan wanting to start its own armies up again, its own military, its own navy. You've got China building an artificial island in the middle of the South China Sea, claiming maritime rights. Today, folks, you've got Duarte from the Philippines sending in his own naval fleet out there to the South China Sea to defend itself against a Chinese naval incursion. You've got Vietnam also not very happy with the South China Sea dispute with China. You've got Japan, which isn't very happy as well. And not to mention, let's talk about North Korea. So, in my personal view, you've got your own situation happening in Asia. So what I'm seeing transpire right before our very eyes is this, is a reshift in the whole globalization concept. And what could possibly be happening, what could be shaping up, is theaters of combat in the Middle East and in Asia. And I hate to sound like George W. Bush, but if Trump can kind of negotiate something to where America can stay the hell out of whatever the hell's going to happen over there, they could fight over there so they're not fighting us over here. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not joking.
Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit MBUSA.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
And what another group, population of people that could potentially take over the world, that's another group that, they're fomenting into war so they can eliminate each other. Are you starting to get a pattern here, folks? This is the shift in globalism at this point in time. And speaking of globalism, I'm sorry to get into all these goddamn foreign concepts, but, folks, this is what's happening right now. Why do you think the Chinese are coming and bowing down to Trump? They're coming and bowing down to him. Now, whether Trump's going to believe him or not, who the hell knows? But why are they bowing down? Because they know that there is a restructuring of globalism. And, hell, even Vladimir Putin is trying to renegotiate himself. You know, for all you folks that thought Vladimir Putin was this... man, you know what? I'm going to really have I'm going to have pleasure saying this news that I'm about to say to you folks, because all you damn white supremacist assholes and you alt-right pricks that were like, oh, the Putin, I love Putin, he's a strong, valiant leader. He's a Russian nationalist. Oh, yeah, he's against the New World Order. Oh, yeah, and all this crap, right? Hold on a second. Before I do this, I just want to remind everybody, all you folks that bowed down to Vladimir Putin, especially you folks on the white supremacist side, you white nationalists, I hope that you all are about to eat effing crow because I told you so, all right? Let me go ahead and tweet this out here. I'm going to put Vladimir Putin's real colors come through, don't they? Here we go. Real colors come through. Hold on. I'm almost done. I'm typing with one hand here and doing another. I'm moving a mouse with another. Here it is, folks. Let me go ahead and tweet this out. Sorry we're getting too into the foreign affairs and early in the broadcast, but I want to show you, I am proving to you right now that there is a globalist shift in agenda. Here's Vladimir Putin bowing down to Israel. Here it is. In a historic first, Russia recognizes Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. All right? You see that right there? How do you white nationalists think about that? What do you white nationalists think about that? All you white nationalists, all you alt-right pricks, all right, there. And that's out of the Times of Israel. The Times of Israel. I told you. I told all of you, but no, you wanted to sit over here and continue to feed into this goddamn Russian psyop. I hope that you all are humiliated. I hope that you all are humiliated, for Christ's sake. Here it is, the Times of Israel. I just tweeted it right now. In a curious first, even the goddamn Jews in Israel can't even believe it. In a curious first, Russia recognizes West Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Now, why is Putin doing that? Why is Putin doing that? We in the United States haven't even acknowledged West Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Now, why would Vladimir Putin do something like that? Because I told you, dumbasses, Russia is at the bottom of globalism. Do you believe me now? Do you believe me now, or are you going to say, Ghost, you're lying. It's a Russian conspiracy. No. I hope each and every one of you that were tweeting at me that I was tinfoil hatting about Russia, that I was tinfoil hatting about Putin, I hope that you all are eating crow right now. You stupid, dumb idiots. You are just as stupid. You have just been proven just as stupid as an Obama follower, as a Bernie Sanders follower. You are pathetic. You're pathetic. So there you go, folks, okay? Now, look, I don't care if Putin is talking to Israel and recognizing Israel. The only reason I'm bringing it up is because of all you alt-right, white nationalists, sucking the goddamn foreskin of Vladimir Putin assholes that I've been having to deal with and look at on social media for the goddamn past 2 years. All right? I hope this burns, you asshole. I hope this burns like it burned the burn victims. Jesus Christ. Now, why in the hell would he do that? Why in the hell would he do that? I told you, folks. I told you. And I think everybody here needs to realize that there is a shift, a restructuring of the global order. And that is what Trump right now realizes, and Trump understands that now he has to play this international game of the grand chessboard. Now, another interesting fact, folks, and listen, I'm sorry I'm getting into the international stuff now. We'll get to the domestic stuff here in a minute. But another thing, Putin has said that his support for Assad, he's told the United States this, he's made this public, that his support for Bashar al-Assad is not, quote, unconditional. Not unconditional. So what does that mean? Putin wants something from the United States. Now, why does Putin want something from the United States? Because, folks, these people that are a part of this whole globalist scheme are restructuring themselves, and they realize that Trump has basically shaken and rocked the whole global order. And now people are repositioning themselves, and China knows that it's put itself in a very precarious situation, and that's why it's coming over here trying to negotiate with Donald Trump. So we shall see what Trump does. This puts Trump in a very good position, because now he should know that all of the world is just as precarious as the United States at this point in time. So once again, folks, I mean, I'm just trying to let everybody know that whether this Syrian attack was a hoax or not, I've told you it was a hoax. I told you in the beginning. But it doesn't matter, because now Bashar al-Assad is the chip, is the bargaining chip to restructure the global order. And what does that mean exactly? That means that Trump is starting to take the leadership in the global order. I mean, if you've got Vladimir Putin coming out and saying that his support for Assad, Bashar al-Assad, the leader of Syria, is not unconditional, that means he is willing to let Assad die if the price or if the goddamn treasure is right. Now, what does Putin really want? He wants the Ukraine. And he wants a couple of other provinces I could only imagine. In return, he's willing to let Assad go and withdraw his troops, and it's open season on Assad. Very, very simple, very easy. Anyone who understands foreign policy should see this is clearly the sign on the wall. Secondly, who do you have also coming out saying that they would support Trump? None other than Turkey's Erdogan. Turkey's Erdogan promises to support Trump if he, quote, goes against the Assad regime. Are you seeing this now? Are you getting the restructuring of the global order now? Folks, this is what's happening right now. And this is why, if you want my view, Bannon was removed from the National Security Council, because Bannon's ideology, he's an ideologue. To implement such an ideologue type of endeavor would run the risk of jeopardizing everything America has built. And why sit here and try to, jeopardize everything America has built in opposition to the globalist infrastructure when you can act as an actor in shaking up the globalist infrastructure and usurping it? And I think that's exactly what Donald Trump is doing at this point in time. And the reason that he's had so much obstinance in the deep state, in the political class, in the lamestream media is because they know. Because they're agents of globalism themselves, folks. I mean, the mainstream media, the deep state, the political class, they're all agents of globalism. Why are they against Trump? Because they know that Trump is restructuring the globalist idea. So once again, folks, it seems as if Syria is the bargaining chip. Now, whether the gas attack or the chemical attack was real or not, it doesn't matter anymore, right? Didn't I always tell you about that? Politics is about what people believe. It's not what's true. I know that's sad. It's very sad, but folks, it's the truth. Not everybody's paying attention of what's going on out here. It's about what people believe is the truth. And right now, most people believe that Bashar al-Assad, after so many years of seeing him in the news and, having the lamestream media tell him he's a bad guy, killing Muslims, and whatever the crap. I mean, they're all Joe Sixpack in America knows is that he's a bad guy, and, so what if he goes? This is very interesting, folks. That's why I brought this up. That's what I said. That's why I let in, and I had, unfortunately, a very big diatribe on this subject matter, but it's very important. Stephen Bannon, out of the national security meetings, show that someone else is influencing the president. Now, I've had some talks with some people, And I can't tell you who is influencing the president. But I can tell you this, that the president knows exactly what he's doing. He knows that he's putting his life on the line, and he knows that he himself has restructured globalism. And that's why he's meeting with the Chinese. That's why you've got Russia announcing that they are recognizing East Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. You've got Putin wanting to talk to Trump. Why does everybody want to talk to Trump all of a sudden? Everybody in the world wants to talk to Trump, and yet the damn political class in this country and the mainstream media and the deep state want to take him out. Why? Because Trump is usurping the globalist order. And I know that's probably not something people want to hear, especially those that were out here talking about, making America great again. I don't think that Trump is not going to make America great again. I still think that's part of his agenda. I just think that people don't understand the complexity of international relations and foreign policy to understand what's truly going on. And I'm trying to lay it out as plainly as I possibly can because it's a lot of information I just threw at you guys. But this is what's transpiring. Now, what will happen? It's truly up to Trump. That's why Trump hasn't told anybody. He hasn't told anybody. So, in my personal view, folks, Assad is the chip, the negotiating chip amongst the globalist powers. That's why you have so much movement. That's why you have so much conceding. I mean, Turkey's Erdogan now is promising to support Trump if he goes against the Assad regime in Syria. And why does Turkey want him to go against Assad? Because what have I been telling you? Turkey knows what's going on. Turkey knows that if Iran and Saudi Arabia come to war with each other in this vast theater of combat via the destabilized Middle East, that Turkey can just come in and start whipping their asses from the side and overtake other types of land, which it's already doing, folks. Didn't I say that was what Erdogan was going to do 2 days after the fake coup he threw off to himself? Remember that? 2 days after that coup, I came out and said that this coup was brought on himself. It was quarterbacked by Russia. And then afterwards, I said that what he's going to do is solidify his credibility amongst the Islamic world, and he's going to bring together the Ottoman Empire. So once again, folks, I want to remind everybody that right now, the foreign policy is taking a little bit of a change. But to be honest with you, folks, I personally believe that maybe there is something to be said that we need some level of war so that we can prevent the fanaticism that's fomenting in both the Muslim Islamic world and the Asiatic race world. And what I would hope Trump will do is kind of just have America take a passive approach to the global war, because there is a global war that's going to happen, folks. I hate to say it. I know that, everybody wants to be John Lennon, give peace a chance. There's just too many disturbances all across the international community. There's too many people that hate each other, that need to have this fight and need to see people die and blood in the streets. I mean, there's so many people that need to see this before people start realizing and say, hey, why are we doing this? So in my view, folks, I know there's a lot of people on the Trump train that are a little disappointed, that thought that, Trump was going to be a peacetime president or whatever the case might be. The thing is, folks, is that the United States is not the superpower anymore. We are but a component of the globalist system. And what Trump is trying to do is make us a superpower again. So with that being said, folks, I hope that I've explained to you in a very, very simple yet complex capacity what Trump is doing here. I mean, he's talking to China, and take a look at this. He's already talked to who? He talked to King Abdullah of Jordan. He's talked to Egypt, Sisi, and these are two countries that are basically going to act as buffers as well. I mean, they could potentially hit up the flanks of a Saudi Arabia and Iran war. I'm telling you, this is really the end goal of all this. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't think that the strategy of getting Iran and Saudi Arabia into a war with each other is the bad idea. And the reason I say that is because that's the only way that we're going to rid ourselves of fanaticism is if we direct the fanatics amongst each other. Okay? And that's all there is to it. Now, with that being said, there's an EU factor going on here. That's why you've got the EU basically acting on its own here, because it can't believe that its bureaucratic global power is being diminished based upon this restructuring of the global order. That's why you've got Juncker coming out and stating that he is going to help the United States break up if he continues to antagonize countries to leave the EU. And to be honest with you folks, this is really what it all comes down to. There are factions within this globalist structure that need to kind of fight against each other or confront each other or eliminate each other. I mean, there's a lot of factors. There's too many factors for it not to be war. I mean, there is going to be a global war. Mark my words. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. Why? Because it's way above your heads. I mean, even folks that have been listening to me for years, with the exception of, maybe the Inner Circle and a few other folks that listen in out there in internet radio land, but for the most part, people have been listening to me and just think it's a big joke. People have been listening to me and not doing a goddamn thing. They've just been thinking that it's just going to, I just play my video games, I wax my cartoons, and everything's going to be okay. And look, it's not going to be okay. There's going to be war. I mean, there's too many people that hate each other. There's too many countries that hate each other. There's too many people on the world, man. And how do you control the world? By reducing the population through war, through famine, through disease, through despair, through you name it. So that's how you control the world, folks. That's what's happening right now. And I know that's a disappointment to a lot of you folks that were anti-globalist. But the bottom line is that you either do one of two things. You either take over the system or you destroy the system. And there's no way that Donald Trump can destroy the globalist system, not just with America. Not just with America. I mean, take a look at the discord that the agents of globalism have done to our country. You've got people in the streets, Antifa. You've got leftist terrorism. You got, Black Lives Matter, La Raza. I mean, look at what they've been able to do here. And you mean to tell me that Donald Trump is supposed to take on the globalist infrastructure on what? Based on America alone? That's just impossible. But he understands, though, that utilizing the threat of America will make the globalist pivot. It'll make them reevaluate their current agenda. And that's what I'm talking about. And people are saying that people can't hear me. They really can't understand me. It seems as if the CIA or somebody's trying to silence me. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it because I'm sure the CIA can't believe that I know this. But this is the true agenda, and it's time to get real, folks. It's time to get real, all right? That's why I've always told you that if you take a look at life, and I'm sorry to get philosophical, people get scared, they don't like when I talk like this, but life, as beautiful as it is when you look at the spring day and you take a look at the bees pollinating the flowers, the birds eating the worms on the floor, and the butterflies just floating around in the air, you need to realize under that beauty lies a very, very destructive origin of life itself. And folks, I don't want to bust everybody's little happy parade or safe space, but man, every living organism on this planet, the only way it's going to survive is if it kills and eats another living organism in order to survive. And you see, based upon that premise, how can anything be holy? How can anything be good? You understand? I mean, this life is death. Life is death. I mean, this is very, very upsetting for many. I know that you want to live a happy life and everything is, nice and noodle salad, but that's not how it works. Everything has to kill and eat another living organism in order to survive. And it's pretty sad, but that's the reality. That's reality. And it's time that people start dealing in that reality. Anyway, folks, we are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Once again, folks, I was kind of talking about what I was going to discuss at the end of the broadcast here in the beginning, because it needs to be said, man. I'm telling you this right now. I mean, what's happening is a shift in the global agenda. And that's why everybody's renegotiating. That's why you've got China coming over here to talk to Trump. You've got Putin wanting to talk to Trump. You've got Putin recognizing East Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Folks, the United States hasn't even done that. All right, you've got Duarte. All right, Duarte, going against the Chinese. You've got North Korea getting uppity because, to be honest with you, North Korea knows it's next as well. They know, this fat little Kim knows that he is a bargaining chip himself, and that's why he is trying to kind of throw his nuclear weapons in the air so that he can just get somebody. He just needs somebody to pay him. That's all he wants. That's all he wants, is somebody to pay him so he can continue to get fat and eat cheese all day. That's all he wants. But anyway, folks, let me get away from the international relations aspect, and let's get to the domestic politics here. Once again, I talked a little bit about Stephen Bannon out of the national security meetings. Who is influencing the President of the United States on the policy? Who knows? But I do find something very, very interesting. The promotion in the administration of one Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. This right here may be the Achilles heel for the Trump administration. Now, why do I say that? Because Trump loves Ivanka. Oh, that's Daddy's little girl. He's doing everything. She's Daddy's favorite. But folks, does anybody know what motivates Ivanka Trump? Does anybody truly know who Ivanka Trump is? I mean, let's take a step back for a second and realize that Ivana, which was the mother of Ivanka, was divorced to Donald in the early 80s. And you know how divorced kids are. They hold resentment. They may hold some kind of inside strife or some kind of inside angst or some kind of inside hatred for one parent or the other because of the divorce. I mean, I believe in some of what Freud said, Sigmund Freud. Everything goes back to your childhood. Well, the reason I bring up Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner is because of this. Ivanka Trump here recently, since she's been promoted in the administration, has come out in opposition to certain policies that her father has initiated and put forth. Moreover, the promotion of Jared Kushner is also a very interesting scenario because, let's be honest, that's her husband. So, in my view, folks, if you want to talk about somebody who may have influence over the president and who is close enough to influence the president, I'd look at Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. Now, why would Jared Kushner and Ivanka skew the president's foreign policy or his policies into something that was completely opposite to what he campaigned on. Because, folks, there may be an element of resentment in Ivanka, and I think people need to look into Jared Kushner. Now, I didn't talk too much about this kid, and the reason is because I was hoping that Donald Trump didn't make him such an integral part of his administration, but now that he has, it's a little disturbing because I feel that Kushner can use Ivanka to basically manipulate Trump into doing whatever Kushner wants him to do. And because of these promotions in the administration of Kushner and Ivanka, this is something that is very, very interesting to say the least. And then you have this pivot, or what is at least interpreted as a pivot in foreign policy. Everything starts getting very interesting. And not to mention, folks, I read in a report that Stephen Bannon is indirectly blaming Jared Kushner for his removal on the National Security Council. And I also read another report somewhere, and I should have tweeted it, but I didn't. It was reported that Steve Bannon would call Kushner a cuck and a globalist behind his back, which caused a lot of, I guess it caused a lot of bad blood amongst the internal administration. And as a result, this is why you have Stephen Bannon out as a foreign policy advisor. And more along the lines, from what I understand, Bannon is going to work on domestic policies, which has pretty much marginalized him into nothing. And that's why Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump should be looked at very, very closely. As a matter of fact, did you all see the documentary that a young Ivanka Trump was in? This was a very interesting documentary that was made in the 90s. I forgot the name of it, but it was made by the heir of Johnson & Johnson. Now, this kid obviously had more money than sense and was lost, and decided he wanted to create a documentary about his friends, and his friends all being billionaire kids, one of which was Ivanka Trump. And I think it was a very interesting documentary because it showed how disconnected and how warped and how cold and how weird these goddamn billionaire kids really are. And I think that everybody should try to look for that documentary and take a look at a young Ivanka Trump and see how she portrayed herself back then. And you mean to tell me that all of a sudden she's evolved into something, more mature than what she represented herself in that particular documentary film? Yeah, I think it was called Born Rich. Thank you very much, Trump and Capitalist. Born Rich. I think everybody should take a look at that documentary and see how Ivanka Trump basically presented herself. And to be honest with you, folks, that documentary is so rare because all the kids that were featured in that documentary had their lawyers sue the Johnson & Johnson heir, and it doesn't really matter. The Johnson & Johnson heir didn't give a crap, but at some point, this damn documentary is pulled off the air. And it's because all the rich kids that were featured in this documentary were a bunch of disgusting brats. Now you've got this Ivanka Trump. Now, look, folks, I haven't talked about Ivanka Trump. I haven't talked about Jared Kushner because I was hoping that they weren't going to be a part of the administration. And now that they're a part of the administration, this is why you're having, in my opinion, the shift in foreign policy. That's why you're seeing Stephen Bannon out. And if you want my opinion, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, because I believe right now that the United States, the United States is at least in a position of power at this point. And you can see it in the restructuring, and we talked about it in the first hour, or the second hour, the restructuring of the global order. I mean, look at everybody wanting to meet with Trump. I mean, look at this, man. You've got Putin saying that Assad is not unconditional. His support for Assad is not unconditional. What does Putin want? He wants Ukraine. He wants other provinces like Georgia. And he doesn't want any intervention from anybody when he does it. Erdogan, He's coming out and promising to support Trump if he goes against the Assad regime. What does he want? He wants to expand the Ottoman Empire, which I said was going to happen literally 2 days after the fake coup he threw on himself. So everybody right now wants to talk to Trump because Trump is restructuring the global order, and he realizes it. Now, whether you all want to go along with it or not, that's completely your problem. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't see any other way unless Trump decides that he wants to be Adolf Hitler and decide to take on the world like Adolf Hitler did. And look at what happened to Adolf Hitler, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's why I made the reference of the Cultural Revolution of Mao Zedong. I mean, that's the only way that you're going to eliminate an institution that has a life of its own. Folks, bureaucracy. Once a bureaucracy is born, it has a life of its own. That's why Mao Zedong had to kill his first bureaucracy in the Cultural Revolution, because it was turning against him. It had a life of its own. So anyway, folks, I'm sorry to keep going back to the fact that we are seeing a restructuring of globalism, but that's just the way it is. And this meeting right now that's happening with the Chinese president and Trump is going to tell a lot. Whatever culminates after this particular meeting is going to tell a lot. Because I think at this point in time, China knows that it is in a very precarious situation, not just with America, because we're considering restructuring our damn trade deal of $550 billion a year going to these goddamn rice eaters. But at the same time, I think that it woke up a hornet's nest in Asia when it decided that it wanted to create its own island in the middle of the goddamn South China Sea. Okay? That's why it's coming to Trump, because I believe that China wants to make a move on certain Asian countries. That's why I'm telling you, that's what this whole goddamn foreign policy is about. It's to isolate warfare in the Middle East and to the Asiatic countries. Two populations that need to be thinned out according to the globalists, at least according to the actions in which the globalists are transpiring this whole goddamn war chessboard into becoming. I mean, you all get it now, folks, right? I talked about it. I mean, this makes perfect sense on why they eliminated the secular governments in the Middle East, so they can provide a humongous geographic area for a theater of combat between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Now, why would they want them both to go to war? So they can both bankrupt each other and curb their populations. The same thing with Asia. There's a fomented bunch of racism in Asia. None of the Asian races like each other. They hate each other. I talked about Pol Pot utilizing communism to kill 1.5 million people that he really hated their race. He hated the Chinese. He hated the Vietnamese. He just killed them all. He just killed them, and he used communism to do it. I think that is fomenting to the current present day times. And I think, folks, we're going to see wars in both of these areas, and I hope that Trump can negotiate that we over here in our mainland America don't see a goddamn thing of this war that's about to happen. Now, people are talking about Africa. What about Africa? I think Africa, depending on what part of Africa you're talking about, is going to be taken over by the old powers of the Ottoman Empire. That's why Turkey wants the United States, or at least Donald Trump, to remove Assad. If Trump removes Assad, then all of a sudden Erdogan can start moving in some of the old provinces that were the Ottoman Empire. And that includes some of Africa. Anyway, folks, my apologies. I'm getting long-winded. I'm going all over the place. But, man, there's just so much to talk about, man. So much to talk about. And, look, let's continue, shall we? Let's go talk a little bit about domestic politics. I've been talking so much about international relations because of this shift in global power. I mean, the whole globalist agenda has been shifted because of Trump, folks. All right, and that's all there is to it. Now, if I were Bashar al-Assad, I couldn't go to sleep at night because everybody is using you as a bargaining chip, and it doesn't look like you're going to survive. I mean, it looks like they want you to die. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be very concerned. I mean, when you've got your biggest ally in Russia claiming that, his support for you isn't unconditional. I mean, that should send chills down goddamn Bashar al-Assad's spine, for heaven's sake. Anyway, let me move on here. Did y'all hear that the House Intelligence Committee chair, Devin Nunes, recuses himself from the Russian probe? I mean, what the hell is this, man? What is this all about? You see what I'm saying? Now, why would Devin Nunes recuse himself from the Russian probe unless the political class in this country are trying to take down Trump? Do you understand that the reason that the political class and the mainstream media and the deep state want to undermine Trump is because Trump is basically nullifying their power to the globalists? Because these people don't care about the United States people, the deep state, the mainstream media, and the political class. They don't care about the people. They care about their globalist masters that have been donating to their campaign contribution accounts. You know, they care about the advancement of globalism because these bureaucrats, these people in the deep state, these lamestream media talking heads actually believe that when this globalist infrastructure finally takes hold on the earth, that they are going to be some kind of VIPs in the globalist structure. That's why these people are motivated to do what they do. The media, the deep state, the political class, these people are enemies of the American people, and the proof is in their goddamn actions. The proof is in their actions. So that's why they're trying to undermine the president, because they see what the president is doing. The president is restructuring the globalist idea. And I think it's beautiful, to be honest with you. I mean, I think it's true revolution. I think it's true revolution happening right before your eyes. And instead of Donald Trump getting rid of globalism, he has usurped globalism. And that's why you've got every leader out here trying to make a deal. You got every leader out here trying to negotiate. Every leader. Anyway, folks, I don't know what the hell Devin Nunes stepping down as the House Intelligence well, he didn't step down as the House Intelligence Chairman. He recused himself from the Russia probe. And speaking of Russia, let's talk a little bit about Russia, folks, okay? Let's be honest. I just exposed all you white nationalists that thought that Russia was somehow pro-nationalist, pro-this, and I just showed you, I just tweeted out that Russia is officially recognizing East Jerusalem as the goddamn capital of Israel, which is not even something that America has done. That just goes to show you what kind of wheeling and dealing is happening on the globalist goddamn chessboard, all right? But another thing I want to talk about is this whole Russian witch hunt that's happening with Trump. And the reason I'm going to bring this up again is because I have alluded to, as a matter of fact, I have not only just alluded to, we have done a report, a Part 1 report, basically.
Outside the office, you exercise, eat right, but being healthy shouldn't stop when you sit down at your desk. People say sitting is the new smoking. But what can you do? Check out Veridesk, the original and easiest way to stand and sit while you work. It's simple and height adjustable with no assembly or new office furniture required. Find the size that's perfect for your desk at Veridesk.com. Stand, sit, feel better. Go to Veridesk.com and work the way you live. Veridesk. Work elevated.
Basically exposing Russia's spy network in the United States. Now, before I tweet out this new article in which is a part 2 of the article in which we discussed how Russia has a spy network, all right, in the United States that was set up long before Trump took office. And the more and more we've investigated, and let me tell you, the reason that we know where to look, who to look for, the reason that we have this information, we here, at least me, myself, I have been contacted from rogue FSB Russian agents that are literally going against Putin. This is why we know this information. We do have people inside of Russia, and this is why I had said, folks, 2 weeks ago that Russia All right? The only reason that Putin is still in charge of Russia is because he still has the faith of Mr. and Mrs. Joe Vodka in Russia, because his government does not like him. That's why he continues to assassinate people. That's why he continues to fire his generals, and that's why he's trying to usurp rebels from Georgia and incorporate them into the damn Russian military. That's why he's over there trying to negotiate with Bibsy from Israel. I mean, what is this, the Bolsheviks all over again? I'm serious, folks, lest we forget that the Bolsheviks that took control of Russia were mostly Jewish. I mean, does everybody not forget that? Or did everybody forget that? Vladimir Lenin was Jewish. Leon Trotsky was Jewish. All right? I mean, that was a Jewish movement. The Bolsheviks was a Jewish movement. And now you got Vladimir Putin saying he's going to recognize the East Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. I mean, what does that say to you goddamn white nationalists that were putting Putin pictures and putting KGB in your name? What does that say about you? That just goes to show you got played just like the burn victims. You got played just like goddamn Barack Obama's freaking maniacs. You got played. So savor the flavor, because I told you so. The prognosticator strikes again, all right? That's why they call me the prognosticator. That's why I am the underground of the political process of the internet. I'm telling you, anybody who's anybody listens to this broadcast to get the scoop and then goes out and claims it's their own story. All right? I mean, this is the straight political dope here, all right? Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and tweet out this article here, folks. This article is an exclusive from Ghost.Report. That's right, Ghost.Report. This is part 2 of Russia's spy network in America. Let me go ahead and tweet that out right now, folks. There it is right there. And if you have not read part 1 of this series, by God, you are not getting the straight political dope on how integrated Putin's spy network is in the United States of America. It is no coincidence why Russia has so much of a stronghold over our government, because they have set forth a spy network that is beyond anybody's imagination. And we have connected the dots. We are going to continue with this series of the Russian spy network in America Uncovered. This is an exclusive. We have gotten the information straight from the FSB, and this right here is proof that if anyone is complicit with Russia, it's the bureaucrats that were in charge of the government during the Bush Jr. administration, during the goddamn Obama administration. These are the culprits behind the Russia spy network in the United States of America. And it goes not just to the goddamn bureaucrats in Washington, it goes and infiltrates Silicon Valley. That's right, folks. There are Russian agents in Silicon Valley. This goes all the way to the top. It's no wonder Russia knows so much about the United States. They're the ones that helped create the spy network, man. I personally believe, based upon our investigations, that this government has been compromised by Russia a long, long time ago. And that's why you've got each and every one of these bureaucrats, each and every one of these deep state assholes trying to project to Donald Trump and trying to cause this whole Russia Trump narrative, Russia Trump, so that it can deviate the attention from them actually helping to create the Russia spy network that is in the United States of America. Please spread that link around like wildfire, folks, because that is an exclusive. It needs to be seen. It needs to be shown. Everybody out there in the internet needs to see it. This is not a joke. This is real. There is a Russia spy network that is that answers directly to Putin. And yet you don't see the CIA or the House Intelligence Committee or anybody in Washington talking about this, do you? You don't hear them talking about this out there. Why? Because they have probably been compromised by this Russian spy network, man. Take a look at it. I just tweeted out the article. Or if you want, you can type in your browser ghost.report. Ghost.report. So that's why I'm saying, folks, Russia is at the bottom of globalism. And that's why you've got everybody restructuring right now. Everybody. I'm telling you, Russia is more in charge of our government, in my opinion, than we are. I'm telling you, folks, once again, ghost.report, type it in your browser, or you can click the link that I just tweeted. It's an exclusive highlighting who the players are and connecting the dots in this Russia spy game, because that's what it is, man. I mean, this Russia and Putin spy network has compromised our government way before Donald Trump. And that's why you've got each and every one of these entities trying to project. They're trying to project that on our president now. And if you want my opinion, I think these people need to be investigated. People that, and look, it all traces back to Runa Capital, which is a venture capitalist company that is based in Silicon Valley and in Moscow. And the characters in which that are involved in this are all close to Putin. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, once again, this just in, it's breaking. This is out of somebody who is out of the BBC network, a reporter, hearing Pentagon reporters being told not to bother going home tonight, sense something pretty imminent in Syria. Let me go ahead and retweet that out, folks. You see, I told you. Look what's happening out here, folks. I'm telling you. If you want the truth to come out, then you need to go out and spread the truth. That report about the Russian spy network in the United States, I think everybody needs to see it. And if you don't see it, and if you're not spreading it around, then you obviously don't care about this administration, because that is probably one of the most important pieces that Ghost.report has ever put out. And I don't think anyone is going to cover it, because truth be told, if it was covered, I think a lot of people would be implicated, not just people in the United States government and the deep state, but people in the tech industry as well. I think everybody needs to read that article. It basically connects the dots as it pertains to the tech industry and Russia's influence over it. It's very, very interesting stuff, folks. And once again, this Russia spy network was here way before Donald Trump. Way before Donald Trump. I'm just saying, folks, I mean, you better get prepared for something. And now that you got the Pentagon telling its reporters not to leave tonight, obviously they're going to hit up Syria, or they're going to hit up North Korea. One or the other. Now, because, the President of the United States is meeting with China, hopefully, this means that either it's going to be a joint strike on North Korea with China and the United States, and they're going to hit up the nuclear sites or something of that capacity, or, unfortunately, it's going to show that if Trump does hit up Syria, that he has taken the side of restructuring the global order. So those two strikes is really what that's going to represent here in the next, I would say, 48 hours. In the next 48 hours. So we shall see what happens. I'm telling you, man, it's getting weirder and weirder out here. Weirder and weirder. Anyway, folks, before I move on to something else, I also wanted to take into consideration leftist intellectual Noam Chomsky. I mean, you couldn't get any more leftist than Noam Chomsky. He calls the Democrats' Russia conspiracies a, quote, joke. I mean, when you're a goddamn leftist and you don't have Noam Chomsky on your side, I mean, that should tell you something. I mean, that should tell you something. And the Democrats at this point in time, they're not going to stop, because if you want my view, if you take a look at that article that we wrote on Ghost.Report, it'll prove to you why the Democrats are continuing this Russia-Trump narrative. Because they don't want to be implicated in everything they allowed to be set up here in America via this Putin spy network in this country. And it seems as if I'm breaking up badly. Once again, I'm breaking up. Look, I'm dropping red pills. I'm saying the truth, baby. That's why I'm saying the truth. That's why they're trying to tap in. That's why they're trying to do whatever it takes to listen in, because I tell the truth. The truth. Why do you think I've had this show for so long, since 2008, man? Why do you think that I have 100,000 people who listen to me on a consistent basis live? It's not because I'm sitting over here saying a bunch of BS. I say the truth. Anyway, folks, once again, Noam Chomsky calls Democrats' Russia conspiracy a joke. And if you ain't got Noam Chomsky on your side, I mean, give me a break. If you're a leftist and Noam Chomsky is talking against you, I mean, give me a break. Give me a break. Anyway, let me continue going. Did y'all see that the Senate has finally, they go nuclear. They implemented the nuclear option to advance Trump's Supreme Court pick, Gorsuch. Now, this is a double-edged sword here, because it seems as if by bypassing the filibuster with the nuclear option, that the gridlock in Washington, D.C. may just continue to happen. All this doing nothing and sitting on their thumbs in Washington may just continue. And the reason I say that is because these Democrats, they're not going to take this nuclear option very lightly. They're going to use this as a continuous wedge to prohibit Trump's campaign promises from becoming reality. But at the same time, what was one supposed to do? I mean, Gorsuch had been unanimously approved when he was up for a nomination for a federal judgeship. And the same people that are out here complaining about the man are now out here trying to claim that he is somehow unqualified. I mean, give me a break. And they're filibustering of all the... You know what? Give me a break. Anyway, look, I'm glad that they filibustered, and I'm glad that they implemented the nuclear option, because now, to be honest with you, the Democrats look more stupid than ever. Because lest we forget, folks, it was Harry Scary Reid, when he was the Senate Majority Leader, that asserted the nuclear option, I think, a couple of times in 2013. And the Republicans and those in opposition of the Democrats had to just sit there and eat it. But now, tables have turned, and the Democrats, of course, are crying over spilt milk. You know what? Go suck an egg, you freaking Democratic pieces of crap. I'm tired. I'm serious. I'm tired of these pud-pulling, testes tasting, cheese hole cleaning, fart fragrant, expert, freaking Democratic fruit bowl pieces of trash out here, continuously acting like a bunch of long-haired liberal bedwetting hippies. I'm tired of it. Why don't you do your job, Democrats? God damn it! Why don't you do your goddamn job? Son of a bitch. Anyway, once again, the Senate goes nuclear to advance Trump's Supreme Court pick, Neil Gorsuch. But at what expense, right? At what expense? All right, let's continue going, folks. We're running out of time here. Last but not least, I got a couple of... this is actually my last subject matter. I've talked about everything today. I want to talk about North Korea. Now, we did already allude a little bit about North Korea, but in my personal opinion, North Korea is just acting a fool so that it can get money. I'm serious. I don't take North Korea very serious. I don't think North Korea wants war. I think that at this point in time, Kim Jong-un is walking on eggshells. He's got a lot of different people that were a part of his higher echelon of his government that are defecting to South Korea, and the North Korean defectors are talking about how there's major dissent amongst the upper brass of Kim Jong-un's government, and Kim Jong-un is just nonstop purging. He's just gone completely berserk. He's, killing his top lieutenants and top generals with anti-aircraft missiles. Literally, he's putting them in front of a goddamn anti-aircraft missile and firing. That's how he's killing these people. All right, but I just think that he's much like a spoiled Asperger's kid, and that's what I think he is. He's nothing but a spoiled Asperger's kid, and he's going to do whatever it takes. He's going to scream, he's going to pout, he's going to break stuff, he's going to punch, he's going to do whatever it takes till he finally gets someone's attention. But if, and only if, somebody finally pops this stupid Asperger's kid in the mouth and then bloodies their nose so this Asperger kid starts running away with their nose bleeding, that's the only way that you're going to realize that Kim Jong-un is all talk. All right? Kim Jong-un is all talk. And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. He's nothing more than your typical quintessential Asperger's kid that's just crying over a goddamn video game. And if you punch this idiot in the nose, he'll run crying back. I'm telling you, he'll cower. I think he's a bunch of crap. I don't think that this fat piece of garbage has ever done anything that put his balls on the line, and he's just been hiding behind what he's been inherited, and he inherited a whole goddamn country. He inherited a whole goddamn country, for Christ's sake. So anyway, with that being said, folks, I mean, very, very weird events happening. I think that this next few days is going to tell a lot in which direction America is going to take. And I unfortunately feel that this is a shift in the global order. This is no longer, at this point in time, as far as Trump is concerned, against globalism. Now, what he's going to do is he's going to tout that he doesn't want globalism pertaining to economics, and he wants economic deals to be done bilaterally. And he'll tout that they're not globalist in that regard. But when it comes down to the foreign policy, it seems as if that this is where the globalist shift is going to come from. And Assad is being used as a bargaining chip. You've got North Korea being used as a bargaining chip. You've got all these leaders going out and trying to restructure deals here. All right? That's what I'm saying. And you see, if you want to talk a little bit about the current chain of events that are about to happen, take a look at one of the leaders of the neocon movement and what he said here about President Trump. This is Bill Kristol. This was the never-Trumper asshole that encouraged Evan McMuffin, the CIA agent, to run against Trump in Utah. Here's the tweet. If President Trump takes appropriate action against Assad, this never-Trumper will, of course, support him. He's the president, not merely Trump. Look at that. Let me retweet that. What does that tell you? Huh? What does that tell you right there? And let me tell you, I don't know what Trump is going to do. I don't think anybody knows what Trump is going to do. But if he does attack Syria, it goes to show you that there has been some negotiation with the globalist elites, and they are going to allow Trump to do whatever it is that he wants to do as it pertains to his globalist endeavors, just as long as Russia and China and all the other parties involved do what they need to do. And that's why it seems as if World War is inevitable. It seems as if World War is inevitable. So what's going down tonight, I have no idea. Who's going to be hit up tonight? Who's going to be hit up? Is it going to be the North Koreans? Is it going to be the Syrians? Are we going to hit the Russians? I mean, what the hell is going on? I mean, let's not put that out of the equation either. I mean, remember, the Chinese are over here meeting with us, and let's say they negotiate a deal, and the Chinese leader is over here, and there's some kind of attack that is backed up by China. That would show the world a shocking new chain of events. If China would help the United States hit a certain target, that would also shock the world. So there is a bunch of things to look for in the next few days, folks. There is a bunch of things to look for in the next few days, and that's why we don't know what's going to happen, but mark my words, what is happening is a restructuring, a reshaping of the globalist order. And by God, what a time to be alive, to say the least. Who's going to get hit up tonight? I mean, inevitably, folks, we're hitting up somebody. I mean, the reporters have been told at the Pentagon not to leave, not to go home. Something's about to happen. The Chinese president is here. I mean, your guess at this point is as good as mine. That's why I was telling you, folks, my sources inside the Trump administration are telling me that no one knows what Donald Trump is going to do. No one knows what Donald Trump is going to do. So who's getting hit up tonight, baby? Let's go ahead and take some bets. Is it Syria? Is it North Korea? Is it Russia? I mean, who is it, baby? Is it Iran? Is it Iran? That's another goddamn factor that we need to take into consideration. I'm telling you this right now. Just because he's doing this, Donald Trump is doing this foreign policy-wise, does not mean he's not going to make America great again. I mean, he's already doing it by bringing back jobs. He needs the Republicans to get in line with repealing Obamacare. He needs the Republicans to get in line to pass tax cuts. And I think that if we could still do those things, that we can make America great again, man. I mean, that's all we want is a prosperous nation. That's all I want. It's a prosperous goddamn nation, for Christ's sake, man. I'm tired of the United States being the bastards of capitalism. It's about time that we become the bastions of capitalism once again. We should become the bastions of capitalism once again. So anyway, the next 24 to 48 hours are going to be very precarious. Who are we going to hit up, folks? Who do you have your money on? Who do you have your money on? Do you have your money on North Korea? Do you have your money on Syria? Do you have your money on Russia? Iran? Something is going to happen. Something is going to happen. I don't really know what's going to happen, but it's very, very... it's very exciting. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be drinking tonight. I mean, who the hell knows what's going to happen? I'm sorry. I have to fall off the wagon again. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Not even Trump's inner circle knows. So what a time to be alive, folks. What a time to be alive, man. Anyway, folks, we got about a little over 15 minutes left in the broadcast. I want to say, wow, what time in United States history that we are living in here, and we shall see what happens. I will be here tomorrow for Baller Friday, and we will go over each and everything that is going to transpire here in the next 24 hours, and the implications for the United States and the implications for the Trump administration. We're going to be doing all that tomorrow for Baller Friday, so be sure to be here tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio Show. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter and Gab, folks. The Twitter and Gab name to follow is Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. And, once again, Gab is the Twitter alternative, folks. You can get there by typing in your browser gab.ai, and you can get yourself a free Gab account. And I actually like Gab, man. I mean, there's not too many bots there. a lot more, intelligent folk out there, with the exception of the trolls that I've brought there, unfortunately. But other than that, pretty decent peeps. Pretty decent peeps out there at Gap. Anyway, with that being said, we've got a little over 15 minutes. Why don't we give the people what they really want? Let's loosen up. We've been talking so much about all this foreign policy, the restructuring of globalism, and all this other nonsense. Why don't we go ahead and loosen it up for 15 minutes with a little bit of radio graffiti? That's right, folks. Radio graffiti, the part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you've got to do is give me a call right now at 516-453-9903. And when I call on your area code, you've got exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. That's why we call this radio graffiti. Let me get the engineer. Engineer, do we have any radio graffiti calls to be had, engineer? All right, well, let's go ahead and get to some goddamn radio graffiti calls right now. All right, how about anonymous radio graffiti?
This October, the world's coolest little ponies are coming to the big screen. My Little Pony.
Now for the finishing touch.
The movie.
No, are you kidding? They're making a movie out of that stupid cartoon. Give me a break. Go shove it up your ass. Man, they're going to advertise that on here. Anonymous radio graffiti.
We'll always save the day, and if you think we can, we'll always find a way. That's why the people of this world believe it. Scarlet, amethyst, and pearl and steel.
All right, we get it. You're not David Bowie, all right? All right, David Bowie called. He wants his shtick back, all right? 360 Radio Graffiti.
Hello, Ghost. This is Charles.
How's it going, man?
Hey, I just wanted to let you know you're from Texas. So how does it feel that Tony Romo's retired off the Dallas Cowboys?
Nah, you know what? I don't really care. I thought Tony Romo was Tony Homo. I can't believe that this son of a bitch even had a career as long as he did, producing absolutely nothing. And listen, I'm not trying to take the side of black folks here, but, I mean, if that ain't white boy privilege, I don't know what the hell is, for Christ's sake, man. I'm not even joking around. They didn't even give Mike Vick that kind of a break. I hate Tony Homo. I think he's a piece of trash. And you know what? Guess what? He's going to become an announcer. Oh, he's becoming an announcer now. How quaint. Jesus Christ. I didn't see the same type of thing happen to Marshawn Lynch. Anyway, let's continue going here. How about anonymous radio graffiti?
Hey, Ghost, what's up?
What's going on?
I have a question real quick. You remember your little symbol that you post on Twitter, right?
You're talking about the capitalist right symbol?
Yeah. Does that mean...
Hold on just a second. Are you talking about the capitalist right symbol? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Does this mean you're a Nazi?
Well, unfortunately, I can tell by the way you're talking, you're a little bit, high-functioning autistic, am I assuming?
Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class. And it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit MBUSA.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just four walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Right? You're a little high-functioning autistic, am I correct? Hey, wait a minute. Why'd you hang up? I was asking you a question. I want to know, are you a high-functioning autist? Stupid idiot. The only reason I asked you that is because only an imbecile who probably cares more about, My Little Pony than actually understanding what the capitalist right represents would say such a thing, you stupid idiot. Jesus Christ. How about 530 Radio Graffiti?
Hey, I'm thirsty. You got something to drink?
All right, just shut up, you stupid fruit. How about Raiden Snake, Radio Graffiti? Hey, Raiden, you there? Is that Raiden? Hey, Raiden, you all right? Hey, Raiden. What the hell's going on? Hey, Raiden, you there? I hear you're doing something over there. Are you fapping or something? Hey, Raiden. Hey, Raiden. Okay, I don't know what he's doing, for Christ's sake. I mean, he's usually there. I don't know what happened to Raiden. I hope everything's okay with Raiden Snake. How about 352 Radio Graffiti? Brony Drumming, Radio Graffiti. Showed up your own my ass. Yeah. Showed up your own my ass. Showed up your own my ass. Yeah. Oh my. Showed up your own my ass. Yeah. Showed up your own my ass. Showed up your own my ass. Yeah. Every day. Showed up your own my ass. Yeah. Showed up your own my ass. Showed up your own my ass. Yeah. Another fat house Thursday. Showed up your own my ass. Yeah. Showed up your own my ass. Showed up your own my ass. Yeah. Alcohol One Ghost Help. All right, shut up with that stupid remix, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, how many goddamn remixes? That's all I got to say. How many? How many? Anonymous Radio Goddamn Graffiti. Hey, shut that down. People got headphones, jerk dick. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Fuck you up,
go choke yourself to death, you freaking big freaking loser. How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti?
When you left me all alone after the last broadcast, told me you were going out for soda and gas. You were gone for quite a while, a half an hour more. You came next to me, oh man. This is what I saw. Lipstick on your beacon, told the sailor you. Lifting on your beacon, said you were untrue. That's your bottom dollar. You're off the wagon, 'cause the lipstick on your beacon told the tale on you. Yeah.
hold on. So did some chick just make a goddamn song about me falling off the wagon? For Christ's sake! Jesus Christ! Are you joking? I mean, is that what my... Oh, God. Is that what I'm inspiring? Huh? Is that what me falling off the wagon inspires people? Oh, my... Oh, my God. Is this what I'm inspiring people? Oh, my God. What a bathhouse. This is already a bathhouse Thursday, man. Yeah, this is already a bathhouse Thursday, for Christ's sake. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Good God, man. You got about 7 minutes left. Thank God. Thank God. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Jeb Bush. That's right. I said Jeb Bush needs to come out and just take control of the party in general. The Bush family needs to come in and say, hey, there's not a clear winner. The delegates are not coalescing behind one candidate. So let's go ahead and
What the hell are you talking? When the hell did you talk? That's like 2008, asshole. I didn't want John McCain to win. All right? I knew John McCain was a goddamn leftist piece of trash. Let me tell you, I'll never forget the 2008 campaign. That was the first time that I saw that the conservative movement was a farce. The whole conservative ideology was a farce. Nominating goddamn John McCain and that Eskimo bimbo Sarah Palin. Give me a break. Jesus Christ. How about 352 Radio Graffiti? Mr. Pay-Per-View Radio Graffiti.
You're not turning me into a mashed potato.
The legendary comedian Don Rickles has died.
Lol, you died. Lol, lol, you died. Lol, you died. Lol, lol, you died. Lol, you died. Lol, lol, you died. Man, you know, that's crap, man. Leave Don Rickles alone! God! I mean, that's too soon, you troll terrorist. God damn it, that's too soon. That's just too goddamn soon. Oh, my God. Give me the mic. I mean, what a bathhouse Thursday. You know, in 15 minutes of Radio Graffiti, you idiots know how to fruit up a joint. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're smelling up the whole broadcast like butt crack. You're fruiting it up so bad. You son of a bitch. I'm telling you, you guys are a bunch of damn freaking kebab meatbag chewing, anal object aficionado, Leslie Jones eating, migrant mouth hugging, Jehudi jaw boning pieces of goddamn social justice warrior ass licking trash. All right? Each and every one of you troll terrorists, and you can tell every one of your goddamn troll friends I said that. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. J-Man Capitalist Radio Graffiti. Ghost is a fruity-ass frog.
Oh, good God, Ghost, you're making me so hot. Won't you fuck my amphibian ass and be my Pepe?
Okay.
12 seconds later.
Boom, bakalaka.
Yeah, that's even hotter.
Woo! You perverted son of a bitch! You're sick! God damn it, you're sick! You're a perverted piece of trash! You're sick! Goddamn sick-ass internet troll terrorists and cyber vermin perverts! You're sick! God damn it, you're sick. Give me the damn mic. Give me the mic. Sick-ass perverts. You're pissing me off on this freaking Bathhouse Thursday. How about Anonymous
Radio Graffiti!
What is your confession, my son?
After VE Day, I had an affair with Ghost Granny.
You know what they say. The wrinklier the raisin, the sweeter the fruit. Next. What is your confession, my son?
I've been giving my girlfriend fertility drugs.
Hey, Top Daddy, kids ever since we did it. I can't stop having children.
And we never married, so we can get the maximum amount of money out of the government.
As long as judges keep getting filibustered, you could probably continue indefinitely. Next. What is your confession, my son?
Well, after Ghost converted to Islam and became a proper Muslim, I think I have started to develop feelings of, uncontrollable love towards him.
I think ghosts look pretty hot in the hijab, too. Oh, my.
You freaking son of a bitch, sick fucking... You bastard! Goddamn top guy, I'm sick of this shit! Yes! This shit! Yes! Take about 10 steps away from my freaking butt crack top guy, you goddamn son of a bitch! You're a goddamn son of a bitch! You know what? Give me the damn mic. Give me that mic! Hey, I think we got goddamn Tub Guy on the goddamn phone. Oh, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? Tub Guy Radio goddamn graffiti! Oh, what? You can't got your Tub Guy? What the hell's your problem? Yeah, that's what I thought. I wouldn't say anything either. God damn it. I wish this was your face, Tub Guy. I wish this was your face. I wish this was your tubby ass face. Son of a bitch, if you were in front of me right now, I would put your head in the tub till you didn't move anymore. You son of a... I'm done with this Bathhouse Thursday. I'm freaking done. I'm freaking done, man. Give me the mic. I'm done with this crap. I'm done. I may or may not come back tomorrow for a Baller Friday. I don't know. 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Follow me on Twitter and Gab Politics, Ghost, and Tub Guy. You fucking... You bastard!